Welcome back to Non-Standard Action, where we are playing Fly Free or Die Book 4, The White Glove Affair. You are listening to episode 17, A Change of Plans. I am Tom, your GM, and I am joined by Jet, Leif, Liz, Nick, and Simon, your players. Today's icebreaker question is, did your character ever have a pet? Would they want one? So I guess you can answer both of those. I was thinking, well, maybe we could just have, did you have a pet? If not, would you want one? But you may answer both or one. Now that I've thoroughly confused everybody, please let's go around and get name, character name, pronouns, and an answer to the question. We will start with Simon.
Simon, he, him, playing Maria, they, them. This was actually a very good question, and I had to think about it a little bit. I think that Maria has had a pet, probably a lot of pets, because they're really fascinated in all sorts of life forms. The problem is that Edgecore doesn't allow pets, so they have like adopted several times. They've like adopted a pet long enough to like get familiar with it, and then either there'd be an inspection or they'd like have changed crews, because for a while they were changing crews between different ships very frequently, and they would have to abandon the pet. So yeah, there's I'm not going to come up with any names here, but there's probably been at least like 10.
Wow.
And like little stories for each one.
No.
I'm sure.
I didn't wake up wanting to be sad this morning.
That'll be the first official Maria. No, we've already had our first official Maria flashback. Never mind. But that'll be like a side episode, Appa's Lost Days. Except it'll be Marriott's Lost Pets.
Just give me slightly more warning so I can come up with high quality content.
Of course. I was mostly joking, but we can talk about it afterwards if that's something that you're interested in. How about Nick? Pronouns and answer.
Oh, yes. I am pronoun agnostic. I'm playing Sloan, who uses she, her. I think Sloan probably adopted an Electrovore at one point or another. They tend to get into ship engines. And was promptly told no, she could not keep it. It was not safe for a child to keep an Electrovore. And so she's always like kind of wanted a pet ever since. And, the goblins are sort of like pets, so she likes them quite a bit.
Yeah, sort of.
Sloan, also known as Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind.
I get that reference.
It's been a while since I've seen that one, if I have seen it.
It's an old code, but it checks out.
It's one of my absolute favorites of the Ghibli movies.
Liz, pronouns and answer.
So I'm Liz, she, her, and I'm playing Auntie Nuna, who's also she, her. I think that Auntie Nuna would have been, there's two ways. No, Auntie Nuna would have been the kind of person who just like acquired pets because she just needed to nurture and didn't realize that that's what she needed out of it. Like she was, even in like her scary days when she was working with Sinjin, she'd always have like a soft spot for like if somebody brought her like a wounded animal or something, she would like try to take care of it and like would have, sort of like a little mascot pet of some kind.
Yeah.
But then when she like settled into the life on the Sterling, she found she didn't really need that anymore because she could take care of actual people and blah.
All right. Excellent. Leif.
Hi, I'm Leif, they, them. I'm playing Ketch, he. Said you didn't want sad this morning, so no, I think he had pets growing up. His dad probably didn't get rid of his mom's squawks when she died, so that was around for a while. And then, but after that, do the goblins count?
Kinda.
I think we've already established that they do.
Relatively. It's like our children, your pets, right? Like they're individual, free-thinking people, but also you have to take care of them.
Yeah. Dogs are individual, free-thinking animals, and they still eat their own poop. So
Mm-hmm.
Kids are somewhere between friends and pets.
Yeah. All right.
Except they do change a bit more than pets do.
They do. They stop being pets. They like grow out of it.
Well, pets change significantly, like over a shorter period of time. That change is spread out over a longer period of time with children.
I don't know. Pepper has just sort of gotten maybe like a little bit bigger. Not noticeably bigger. She still fits in one hand, and she's still very grumpy. But, she is a hedgehog.
I was going to say.
Yeah. My first hedgehog. So, Jet. Name and pronouns and answer.
Jet, playing Gus. Both of us are he, him. And I feel like as a young noir first exploring his the culinary world, I feel like he had a prug. That's the little blob thing as a pet. And I feel like it was probably
more from Treasure Planet.
Yeah, I feel like it was probably resting in like a Jell-O mold like overnight, and he came down one morning and his siblings had probably eaten it.
Oh my god.
Not realizing.
And the prug didn't like protest or anything? It didn't start squealing?
No, I was into it.
They were like, oh, this is a weird Jell-O.
Yeah. Oh, this Jell-O talks.
Gus must have really messed up when he was making this.
Oh my gosh. Well, all right. So, last week on Non-Standard Action, we had an abbreviated episode due to some shocking problems with my power company. But nonetheless, shocking, positively shocking. The crew returned to Absalom Station, there to receive a job from Tarika after they returned Shan to civilized space. Tarika told them of an incredible haul. Steal a golden commerce barge from the Prophets of Calistrade off of the Horse-Eye orbital plate by sneaking on board the vessel and waiting until it entered the drift before incapacitating the crew and flying off into the sunset. Easy peasy. However, as most things go for this crew, it was never going to be that simple. The ship they stowed away on turned out to be empty and on its way to picking up a huge load of wealth and treasure. As a result, our heroes find themselves staring down 6 days in the drift, possibly avoiding the notice of the mercenary crew. And that's pretty much where we're gonna enter. What are y'all gonna do for, what's the plan? I seem to remember last week you all were gonna try and hide. The ship is very big. It's enormous, you might say. So there was mention of a guest stateroom because you acquired the map. Right now you're hiding out in in one of the cargo holds of this ship. That was sort of the closest thing to the airlock as you came in. So what would you all like to do?
It's pretty trivial from Rayoth. There's lots of vents on this ship, but I imagine that everyone else will not be satisfied just sleeping in the vents.
That is fair. Marioth has a distinct advantage, and I will probably give them a hefty bonus to any required stealth checks for that.
Good.
Tom,
Impression
do we have
is very
a
handy that way.
do we have a map of the ship?
Yeah, actually,
I shared it as a handout. I will show it to you now.
that's right. It looks like a teddy bear, kind of.
It looks like a fall guy.
Yes, I remember. I've seen this tree before. I remember this conversation. This is a Compent Windfall class starship, named the Golden Thread. So it is huge.
Where are we located again? We've snuck on.
You are currently in 2C. You will see it at the bottom left corner of the map. In fact, I can bring you to a map. Not that there's any reason for there to be a map, obviously.
No, of course. Why would there be?
Obviously.
So you've entered. You can sort of, I don't know if you can see on the dynamic lighting, the fog of war showing sort of the main channel of the ship.
Main ship. I see 2C.
Okay, you see 2C, and that is it. Excellent.
That is it.
Cool. Funny how that happens, because it shows on my screen as the main hallway, the channel that runs through the ship being revealed, because I initially had you all there, and then I moved over here. So roll 20, it's funny. So, yeah, that rhymed.
It remembers that you showed us at one point, but ours doesn't remember because we weren't here.
Ah. Fascinating. Okay. So, you find yourselves in this cargo hold. It is starkly empty. What do you all want to do? The mercenary crew has entered the ship, and you are currently hurtling through the drift.
I think we decided to just lay low, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Find some places to sneak.
If they come in, we'll tell them, we caught you. You weren't supposed to look in here.
Or we can just say, you're the mercenaries, but we're the mercenaries.
Yeah, something like that.
They double booked.
I think Nick's lie is slightly better.
I like this a lot.
I like the idea that they double booked.
Yeah, y'all are gonna have a great time.
We're the mercenaries who were hired to make sure you didn't check this cargo bay.
Mm-hmm.
But where are the mercenaries who are hired to make sure that we protect this cargo bay from the other mercenaries?
Oh, what a comedy of errors. This is so embarrassing. Let's call the whole thing off. So, all right.
That's stuck in my head, Tom.
Yeah, well. So, hiding out on the Golden Thread. So there are, as I mentioned to you all pre-show, there are going to be some things that you can do. You're not just going to roll straight stealth checks for 6 days and hope for the best. There are going to be some different things. Yes, these bonuses are cumulative, Nick. Before you ask. So that's why I typed it out there. So let me.
Saw it. That made me happy.
Okay, good. Yes, yeah. Cumulative bonuses are nice. So, and so hard to find in Starfinder. So you've got a couple things that you can do at the end of the day, or beginning of the day. Mechanically speaking, at the end of the day, you are going to need to make me a stealth check to remain hidden from the crew as they meander about the ship and go about their business. Motorcycles going by. So you're going to be able to avoid cameras, making a computers check. Security cameras can be redirected, or footage can be patched over with dummy footage. This grants all PCs a +2 bonus to their stealth checks to hide the day that this check is performed. Another computers-based thing, you can hack communications, hack the ship's systems to track the mercenaries' movements. This grants all PCs a +2 bonus to their daily stealth checks to hide for the duration of the voyage. That will be a one and done. Once you have performed communications hack, you'll just have a flat +2 bonus going forward. You don't have to do that communications hack every day, if that makes sense. Then you can create a distraction using either computers engineering or mysticism. Once per day. If a PC fails their stealth check to remain hidden, I have a DC in mind, you don't know it. A PC who succeeded at their check can create a distraction to divert the mercenaries' attention from their ally. Computers sets off an alarm somewhere else, engineering simulates a mechanical malfunction, and mysticism creates a minor magical distraction. Success turns the original character's failed stealth check into a success. There are a couple downtime activities that you can do. This will take your action for the day, so to speak. You have to spend your whole day, so you can't maintain readiness as well as make a computer's check to hack to avoid cameras and so on and so forth. So you can maintain readiness. You get a +2 stealth bonus to your next check to hide. Or you can secure the area. You can designate one room of the ship. All PCs hiding in that room gain a +2 bonus to their stealth check. Lastly, you can fortify your position. If you find a well-hidden spot, which is something that I have marked on the map, you can gain a +2 bonus to stealth checks by succeeding in an engineering or survival check for being in this well-hidden spot. So,
Are we only able to do one of these per day?
Yes, one per PC.
Except maybe create a distraction, since that's a reaction from
Call
someone.
that a reaction, if you will.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have DCs in mind. So y'all are in a cargo hold. You can, if you want, you can move around a little bit. There will, the more you move around, the more chance that you have of being discovered, right? But you might also find some neat things on the ship or some better hiding spots, et cetera, et cetera. So what do you all want to do? Do you want to lay low today and make some of these checks, or what?
I think first things first is we need to hack those communications.
Yeah, I think that we should send somebody out to scout. But at the same time, they need to have a fairly high perception.
We can. Oh no, we don't have a high perception. We can scout
stealth,
and see anything that is obvious.
Yeah. Auntie Nuna actually has a pretty good stealth and a very good perception, or pretty good perception.
You are nominating yourself.
Double O Grandma.
Double O Grandma. Only because the numbers are there, but she can also hack computers and stuff. So
it'd be great if you get found. You're like, oh, where am I? I'm not at home.
Oh,
this isn't the cruise.
He's also conveniently good at lying too.
yes.
So.
Are you
my
my
God.
grandson?
Oh my God, I'm gonna have to
Gary.
steal that, Leif. She's gonna be like, which way to the buffet?
Now, Sloan has 19 to stealth, 14 to perception, and no skills in engineering, mysticism, survival, or anything else useful at all.
Jeez.
Well then, I guess that's our perfect person to send out then, because she also has an excellent bluff.
Yes.
So hilarious.
Sloan can't help with any of this other stuff. So.
Yes, we also cannot help with anything else, so the two of us can go. And maybe if you roll a nat 1 on perception and I roll a nat 20, I may see something that you do not.
All right.
I mean,
Sounds good.
Simon, you can create a distraction with your mystic arts.
Yeah, but I assume that's like... We said that doesn't take the day.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
That's if you've succeeded in hiding too. So if he fails hiding, he can't then create a distraction. It's going to be one of us. Does it?
We could also just, scouting doesn't necessarily give us anything. Securing the area gives us everyone a +2.
I weakly assume that scouting will give us something at some point with
Doesn't.
some probability.
Okay.
Otherwise, Tom wouldn't have presented it as an option.
True.
You don't know that.
I'm just...
Yes, I do.
I give you a bunch of things.
Tom could just be messing with us.
Tom did give us a bunch of things. Last week, everyone was really set against leaving this room.
That's fine.
Well, like Leif said right at the beginning of this, I think we need to get someone on the computers, probably.
Yeah. That hack communication should be a priority. Is there an option to assist with this, or is it just one person role?
No, I think multiple people can take the action.
Tom?
Repeat the question. I was reading something.
You are fine. Just if there can be assistance with the hack communications check, or if multiple people can make the check.
I will let one person assist, or multiple people. Or you can make your own check. Whatever you think gives you better odds.
All right. I think Noon and I just both rolling gives us better odds. The classic Catch plugs in, and then Nuna's already there and has already done it. Ew, with a 27 for computers, that's not great off the bat.
Oh, I rolled low too. That's a 22.
I will tell you, this is book 4 of the AP.
Mm-hmm.
Those
Astro would
DCs
like
are
to
getting
reroll
higher.
that.
However,
not
that high. That 27 from Catch is easily able to clear the hack communications DC.
Ooh.
So you have plugged into their communications. You start hearing things about. There's somebody called Shiari8. Somebody else.
Sounds like an android.
Perhaps. Korumahar Leveni. And then a Daoros. I like Daoros. And Adalia. Those seem to be the names of the 4 people on this ship. And,
at least one of those sounds Vesk.
Do you have a handout for them?
I do have a handout for them. Yeah, you probably see them on the camera system. So.
Oh, I was muted.
Oh.
With a 32 culture check, do I recognize those names as being distinct to any specific culture or species?
Sure.
Cool.
You got Korumahar is a Lashunta, Daoros is a Noir, and Adalia is a human. And Liz was correct in guessing that Shiari8 is in fact an android.
Nice. It's the Die Hard, where John McClane is in the elevator and he's writing all the names on his arm, and he writes Klaus with a K properly for the yeah.
Yes. So I tell you what, I'll give you a handout of them if you make me the avoid cameras thing to get into their cameras. So for now, I didn't say this before, but it makes sense for if Ketch and Nuna are both rolling the communications hack that they wouldn't have something else to do that day. But you know what? Y'all are going to be fine, probably. So
Gus will attempt to fortify position with engineering.
Okay, excellent. You do not have a. First, go ahead and make me an engineering check to determine whether this place is well hidden, mechanically speaking.
Okay, well, here we go.
Just Gus?
Just Gus. This, you're unsure as to whether or not this is well fortified. So, you can't perform the fortified position here because this is not a well-hidden room.
Hey guys, I think we need to move somewhere else if we want to fortify this position. Fortify a position, our position.
I like. Upon further thought, I do like the idea of that locked cabin.
All right, so we'll start exploring the other rooms.
Yeah, let's see what else we can find.
Okay, so Sloan and Marayoth are gonna all of the doors on this ship you will find are generally unlocked.
Okay, well, we know to the south is just another cargo hold, so let's check that out first, just to see what we can see there.
Oh, should be to presume. Yes. You go to the south.
Just to, open the door and look inside.
Of course. You find cargo hold 2D, because there are a lot of cargo holds here. Let me make sure, see if cargo hold 2D.
There's only 2 dimensions in this room.
Oh, no!
Oh, no! You've gone all flat. Go ahead and make me a perception check, you two, as you're... Oh, you already have. And you cleared the DC. So...
Oh, the camera got a 13.
I'm in the wrong account.
Yeah, how embarrassing. So you find a dropped cred stick, Sloan, containing 1,500 credits, which
Holy wow.
the floor panels in this room.
Somebody missed that. This is that.
That for later. Could be useful.
Sure could.
Some guy comes immediately through the door. Guys, we have to find my credit stick. It's got like 1,500 credits on it.
And somehow misses all of you sitting in 2C, the only point of access into this room.
He's just really panicked about those creds. They
Is
were
the
for
cred
his mom's
stick-
surgery.
Can't see anything else.
Is the cred stick in a cool Velcro wallet? Like,
But we don't see any good places to hide here.
Go ahead and make me an engineering or survival check, you two.
What?
No.
You didn't tell us we would need engineering or survival.
No, he did, right? It's one of the actions.
I did.
16 survival.
All right. I tell you what, because I'm a kind and benevolent GM, and you made a pretty good perception check before, I will combine these two rolls. Let one help the other. This is, in fact, a well-hidden spot. Because of thanks to your common sense, you realize, this is, as you say, at the bottom of the ship. It only has one point of access. Probably not that likely that people are going to come in here too often, especially since it's an empty cargo hold. So this will count as a well-hidden position and give anybody hiding in here a +2 bonus to their stealth check per day.
Oh, well, let's tell the others, I suppose.
So we can all just relocate into 2D.
Yeah. You can move rooms. That will not cost you your, quote-unquote action. So, all right. You all move into room 2D, and I think that's an action for everybody. So,
Cool.
Fetch is going to set up a little bit of destiny insurance and spends a minute to set up a little explosive linked to a detonator right here at the door.
Sure. Oh, Maria, I'm sorry. What was that?
And tells us how to not trigger it.
Unless you press the button and he's like plays with the button on the detonator.
Yeah.
it's a dead man
You're
switch.
Yeah.
Maria, I almost robbed you of your action. You just sort of walked into a room and made a perception check, so would you like to perhaps take advantage of one of these downtime activities?
Yeah, as soon as I bring that hand out. I mean, I could also explore another room. There it is. Thank you.
Of course.
Yeah. Why don't I explore the room to the north?
The room to the north is a hallway.
How do you want to do this? Do you want me to roll, or do you want... Here, I can explore this room?
That room, for a fact, is the airlock. That's the way you came in.
And I'll check the other cargo compartment.
Okay.
Remember, Maria, the more doors you open, the higher the chances we run into mercs.
I'm very sneaky. We are sneaky.
This is cargo hold 2B. In here, I'll read you the actual description for the cargo holds. These large cargo holds are mostly empty, though this one, 2B, contains several... Sorry, I paused because I was thinking about a lame to be or not to be joke. One contains several spacesuits and jetpacks for use by the crew, and another has a dozen inactive security robots with jeweled eyes and gold plating lined against the wall. In fact, the jeweled eyes and gold plating are in room 2C, which you all initially hid in, where you have come from.
Packs, you say. Interesting.
Yeah. So that's what you find in here. In terms of treasure, that was not just guff. That is, in fact, 4 spacesuits, 4 jetpacks, and a crate containing 2 Mark III riot grenades, 2 Mark III hollow grenades, and a Mark II web grenade.
Glorious.
I will give these to you.
Grenades?
Oh my gosh, PDF.
Grenades?
Yes, grenades. Sorry, I'm bemoaning the fact that I love Paizo, but their PDFs are kind of weird sometimes. And when you try and highlight the text, it weirdly highlights half of the PDF instead of the actual. Anyway, I've got it now after all this kvetching. So
all you need.
I was happy to note and this is another reminder to go to Paizo's site and review and or join discussions on the various products that we are playing through. People have noticed and been posting on each product page about how the images are not coming out as full images, but rather are all chopped up and stuff. But yes, so 4 jetpacks and 4 spacesuits as well. But spacesuits are, you have a spacesuit in your armor, so there's no real need for a spacesuit. Wow, there's a lot of motorcycles out today. 4 spacesuits, 4 jetpacks, 2 Mark III riot grenades, 2 Mark III hollow grenades, and a Mark II web grenade. Does Morayoth pocket all of these things?
Yes.
All right. And yeah, at that point, you'll probably we'll call that good for exploration for today.
Return to the previous room, and I will dutifully write all of these things down.
Cool. So Morayoth returns to the room. Why doesn't everybody make me? So to review, you have a rolling +2 bonus for communications hack. You have a +2 bonus from being in a well-hidden room, so we're at +4. And I think that's what you've got. So why doesn't everybody make me a stealth check?
Okay.
Tom, can I activate my sheath array so that I can get a slight bonus to stealth?
Of course you can.
Oh, man.
I need that +1.
Ketch is also going to lower the light level within 20 feet around him.
Okay. That will. So this stealth check is for a whole day, though. So the dim light won't. It lasts a number of minutes, right?
Oh yeah, you're right. Only a number of minutes.
So
he doesn't do that. He'll save it.
Well,
Auntie Nuna rolled a 3, which gives her a total of 16 plus whatever bonuses we have, which I guess is +4 now.
I got a natural 2, y'all.
Yeah, I think Gus is the main problem here.
Oh no, Gus! No!
Gus is just like stomping around the hallway yelling, Morayoth, where are you?
I wouldn't have to shout at them. I've got telepathy.
All right, so I will tell you right now. In fact, I'll describe it in game. Yes, indeed, Gus. You begin to hear sort of footsteps coming down the hallway, and you realize all too late that you should probably shut up. And so Gus is in trouble. Luckily, one of you who has succeeded can notice. It looks like Ketch has already jumped in. Ketch, what do you do with that 30 computers check, which is a success?
I imagine Gus was standing like right at the doors here, and he hears the boots tromping down the hallway. Ketch overrides and slams the door shut in his face, and then like locks it so they can't get in until we can get Gus shoved into a little access panel.
Shoved just so into the room. Okay. All right. So I will tell you that has turned Gus into a success. However, Auntie Nuna has also not managed to crest the DC for this stealth check. Who can help Auntie Nuna?
I thought we only get that once per day.
Create a distraction. Oh, once. Oh, yeah. It is once per day, isn't it? Yep. Thank you. So that is going to be a failure for Auntie Nuna unless the audience can give you a reroll. However, I will pause for effect here as we give the audience time. What, Leif?
Oh, I can see where it says once per day.
Yes, it does say once per day, and I guess that kind of makes sense because if a million things started going wrong to distract the crew from failed stealth checks, they would start getting more suspicious.
Yeah,
upside to Nuna being found.
Given that
Nuna
everyone
can
has,
lie.
Given that everyone has to make the check, it's pretty punitive. If like you only get to do this once per day, and probably only one, maybe two characters are gonna have stealth.
Yeah, but that's also why we have a bunch of bonuses that you can earn to your stealth check, right? Like that could bring a PC that has a +0 up to a +10.
All the bonuses in the world aren't going to help a 3 on the on the die.
That is very true. So, yeah, with that, Auntie Nuna, you are going to... let's see. You know what? I don't really... Drunk Fat Ninja has saved us all from having to worry about this. Drunk Fat Ninja, thank you very much for saving Auntie Nuna's bacon. Woo!
Yeah, she rolled a 12 now, so it's up to 25 plus 4, 29.
All right. A 29 is enough. So Auntie Nuna almost gets locked out of the room as Ketch wirelessly slams the door shut, but manages to slip in past Gus, and you all are safe for day number 1. Yeah. All right.
I don't know how we're going to make it through another 5 of these.
Yeah.
I think, I can't say.
Well, every day is going to get easier, right?
What?
So the bonuses are cumulative.
They're cumulative, yes, but meaning they all stack with each other. Maybe that was the wrong use of cumulative. But all of these bonuses will stack each day, but you need to earn them each day, save for the ones that don't say that, like communication.
Yeah.
Yes. So, it is day 2, Electric Boogaloo. And we'll say, here, this door up here is now shut because it was slammed shut. Do you all, what do you all do on this day?
Gus will secure the area.
All right.
Yeah, so that means you'll have a total of a +4, 1 from being in a well-hidden spot and 1 from secure area.
Well, communications hack.
And
Yeah.
so flat
Two more.
+6 right now.
Yeah.
You're sitting at a +6 stealth check. And all right,
And
what does
can
everybody else?
someone hack the cameras for today?
It sounds like an Auntie Nuna or Ketch thing.
Is that not a one and done thing? I thought the hack communications was only once.
No, I'm not saying hack communications. I'm saying avoid cameras.
Oh.
Auntie Nuna just rolled a 15, and
Wait,
add a 7 to that, so
it's a
37.
Yes. So Maria says that.
Yeah, Morale says, "Does anybody want say your thing again, kiddo?"
Oh, maybe someone should turn the cameras off or do something.
Oh, I've already done that, dear.
Oh, good.
Indeed, she has. Because a 37 is a very good check. So you all now have a +8 bonus if you stay in, for spending your time in this room today. And anything else that you can do? Anybody who's not making another check could do the maintain readiness downtime activity, which in this specific instance will give you a +2 bonus to your stealth check.
You get a +2 stealth bonus to your next check. I think I'd rather secure the area designated in this room.
I didn't say that you couldn't do it more than once, so
Double secure.
doesn't say nothing
Well,
in the
didn't
rules.
Gus
for the dog can't
fortify
play
position
basketball,
anyway?
so
That's a different.
No, I secured area.
Gus secured the area for today.
Because I didn't know if we could identify this as a well-hidden spot, and Tom seemed to have been continued to. It seemed like Tom continued to give us the +2
or
stealth.
being in a well-hidden spot. Okay.
Yeah.
This is another. I guess I didn't make it clear on the handout. Sorry. Yeah, no. Now that you know this is a well-hidden spot, this is just giving you a +2 bonus to your stealth checks. So, fortified. This is a well-hidden room. You've secured the area. You've hacked the computers, and you've got communications hack. You've hacked.
Now, if we can only do it once, that's fine too.
Okay.
I would just rather give somebody else a bonus than myself.
Yeah, that's
I don't
fair.
really-
Yeah. So, I'll let you do it more than once. Stealth is hard. So, that's a +10 bonus to all stealth checks right now. What is Marayoth doing today?
We will explore the southeast cargo hold.
All right. So Mariath slips over to the southeast, and I will just drag you over there, Simon, because
Thanks,
it's a lot of walls. Boop. And surprise, surprise, it looks just like the one that you are sitting in. So 2A does not have anything interesting.
Lame.
Yeah.
Nothing to ransack.
No, nothing to ransack. I'll give you, you do notice that this is a well-hidden area as well.
Oh, thank you.
Of course. So.
If this place is compromised, we can hide in the opposite place.
Ketch would like to take some time. It's not that much time at all, given the entire day is at our disposal, to unwire, rewire his detonator to the non-lethal grenades.
That's good. Yeah, you hear Tarika's voice in the back of your mind. Y'all are professionals. Don't kill them.
And Ketch, if this works, is gonna try and make an engineering check to kind of make it disguised and try and make it look like if they do set it off, that it was like some of the wiring or like the hydraulics in the thing kind of exploded in an inopportune time instead of an obvious trap.
Creative use of engineering. I like it. I'll allow it. All right. End of day 2. Why doesn't everybody make me a stealth check with a +10 bonus? Maybe Gus wants to take his armor off today.
Dang, yo.
I'm just offering.
Yeah,
No,
just
okay.
A very kind of analogy, yeah. Oof. All right, Gus.
I'm waiting for the sheet
is
to.
even bothering to roll.
I'm waiting for the
Have a
sheet to
plus
stop
10.
thinking. The sheet is thinking, and my cursor won't let me click on stealth.
I'll just roll a computers now to save Gus's life. Yeah, there we go.
So
That is a
23
dexterity.
with the plus 10.
Ooh.
With the plus 10,
You-
23.
You were very, very close. However, that was still a failure. Yeah, so, Simon, you're right.
31 computers.
Or it was Leif or whoever said that, it doesn't matter all the bonuses in the world. If you roll poorly, it's still going to be bad. So,
Hey, that was a 12 on the die, Tom.
I think
like I
Gus needs
said,
to
if you
get
roll
that.
bad. So, yes, this is a high DC. But, that's okay. Luckily, Ketch, once again, is able to employ computers to save Gus's bacon.
I have
you
so
hear-
many for that. The DC's too damn high. Or look at that DC, it's so high. It's just Dave's not here, man. All right.
You all hear over comms, perhaps, that, Captain, there seems to be some sort of malfunctioning going on with the door systems in the near the aft of the ship. We might want to check out cargo bays 2C and 2D for routine maintenance sometime tomorrow. So
To the opposite side.
Yes.
everybody, let's go.
Let me cue up a Benny Hill track here.
Scooby-Doo.
I was thinking more of the Pink
Yeah.
Panther.
Scooby-Doo is what I was thinking.
Yes, just boom, 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 boom. So, day 3, y'all want to make moves?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Oh.
So,
The door's closed.
the door is, in fact, closed. Pardon me one moment.
I would just drag all of us.
Oh, Tom's moving things.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm going to the dynamic lighting layer. I don't know what you're talking
That's what they all say.
So you open this door to room 2.
An ambush!
It's a
Oh, no!
and these yes, who could have seen this coming? Stop calling all my shots. In those golden robots that I mentioned before, 3 of them seem to have come to life and begun patrolling this room sometime in the night, perhaps. And they all turn to see you and say, "Halt, intruders!" And we are going to enter initiative.
Oh, we can't lie to them? Hands up. Don't shoot.
They're robots.
We are the mercenaries.
We're supposed to be here. You're malfunctioning.
Yeah, who are you going
You are
to trust?
malfunctioning.
Who are you going to trust? Me or your own lying sensors? Your own lying visual sensors?
Get into a philosophical debate with a robot.
Always works.
They're usually
I gotta
really
show you
receptive.
the art on these guys. They are pretty sweet.
At first, I saw Thanos with that golden armor.
Yeah, a little bit. But
Can you
this
do
is a
that
Calistocrat ship.
Can you do that again,
they do
Tom? For
like
some
gold.
reason, it didn't pop up on my screen for people to see.
I think we've had this issue before. I'll make a handout because the art is really cool and I want everybody to see it. So,
I
but I'll make it during
apologize.
combat.
Eyes wide shut robot right there.
Auntie Nuna, wow, some
Wow.
good initiative rolls today.
Yeah, I
friend.
know. It kind of feels like a waste. Auntie Nuna will move to... Oh, can I see all of them from where I am?
You
am I close
can.
enough?
What do your eyes tell you?
No, she wouldn't be able to see. Okay, so she's gonna move to next to Catch so that she's got a better view into the room. Pretty sure she can get him over 30 feet now these days. So she will place a get him on blue. Get the nearest one first. And that's it.
Okay. This is what these robots look like. They have sweet shields and cool swords.
Dig in the loincloth.
Yeah. gotta hide those robot genitals.
Yeah, well, they do have a lot of nuts, okay? So.
Little Benedils.
Everybody, remember that get 'em is +2 now.
I have added it as such. Maria.
Remember,
Yeah,
do not
so
lethal
looking at
damage.
Looking at the art, their
Not
weapons.
to robots, guys. Not to robots.
Looking at their art, the weapons seem integrated, so I can't disarm them. Is that accurate?
That is accurate, yes.
Okay. We will try to blind blue. Spend a move action to activate gravitic reinforcement. And then a standard action to dirty trick.
I'm gonna combat banter and say maybe move away from the door a little bit.
Oh, we do not have the action for that.
So, that is a 27 flat versus their KAC, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, +2 because of get him, so 29.
You'll be happy to know that their KAC isn't 27. So the get 'em was okay. Combat maneuvers, definitely OP. Starfinder, please nerf. So that is going to be a blinded blue robot. And blinded...
I'd argue that some of them are, but this one is not.
No, this one's not. It's more just annoying. As are most combat maneuvers, I think, to varying degrees.
Sure.
Gus, you are up. To be fair, Simon, I don't actually have a problem with you doing combat maneuvers. This is just banter.
Okay.
I was muted. Curse me. I was just looking to see what some of my abilities are. I am going to spend a nanite surge
You're gonna delay my coming to the room, right?
Well, nanite surge is a swift action. As a swift action, I am my sheath that is covering my body, aiding in my stealthiness and whatnot, is going to flow up and out of my arm, and it's going to ignite into my angel wing, my rainbow blade. And it will do that as a swift action. And it looks like I might be able to charge this blue guy.
Yes.
So I have not charged anyone. Mechanically, I don't think ever. I don't remember what that does.
So, do I seem to remember that Noir have a charging benefit or something?
Let me double check, but I don't remember that. I mean, I've got my gore and natural weapons. I don't think nope, I don't have anything special with an actual charge. It doesn't look like.
Now, Jed, I should remind you, it might have gotten lost in crosstalk and whatnot, but Leif said as combat banter that Ketch wanted the robots to come into the room.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Also, Gus, I don't know if he would have.
That is your choice to make.
If it will terribly upset Leif, I will hold back. That is fine.
Well, Leif stepped away from the camera. I think that nullifies our opinion in this interval.
Okay, well, Gus, not paying attention, apparently, is like, robots! His sheath flows down his arm and into his blade, and he just runs forward and tries to lunge into this creature. Get him is active, and I'm sorry, I need to double check on a new ability I have from a feat and whether it requires an action. I apologize.
Yelling, remember, this is a stealth mission!
That's the guy who set up explosives?
Yeah. And as Gus runs forward, he has like some nanites flow up over one of his eyes, and it's sort of like a scouter thing comes over his eyes, and it shows weak points on this creature's body, and he takes deadly aim.
Hey, that's my shtick.
Angel Wing. Sorry that took so long. But a 25 to hit EAC for 25 electric and fire damage.
That is a lot of electric and fire damage. Let me see if these robots have that annoying... we're vulnerable to... Yup. Okay, so that is a plasma weapon. Sorry, I'm trying to tell Leo Glass as nicely as possible. I don't want critical hits and +1s because I roll secretly.
Yeah, Tom can get nat 20s as often as he wants.
I can, but I appreciate it. As an aside, there is no link anymore, Leo, because the link that you might be thinking of was for Cosmic Crit for donating during CritterCon. Nowadays, you just use stream points to purchase things. You can find it in the little bubble next to the chat button. So I appreciate the thought. So back to the combat. 25 points of electric and fire becomes a little bit more. It doesn't matter which one is which. It's going to be 6 more points of damage.
And it's a good thing I didn't need to mechanically charge, because I couldn't have swift action used my nanite surge then. But it all worked out. I didn't accidentally cheat.
It all worked out in the end. Now it's my turn.
No.
Blue is blind, which is a bummer. It is going to...
It can remove the blind with just a move action.
Yes, as a move action. But I have cool things to do with my move action, Simon. So Blue is going to turn to Gus, sort of clearing the blinded condition from its optical sensors, and it will take a single slam at Gus. Yeah. That's a 19 versus Gus's KAC.
That misses.
Yeah, that tracks. So then Yellow is going to take a... Let's see. Yellow is going to align its shield at Marayoth, because they do have these sweet shields. And it aligns its shield at Marayoth and then takes a shot at Gus.
He doesn't want to get blind. He saw what happened.
That's a 25 versus Gus's EAC for
that
9
will
points of damage.
hit.
Right, so take 9 points of cold damage as this... I misspoke before when I said they had a cool energy shield looking thing coming out of their arm. That's actually like steam coming off of a the cold of the gun hitting the room temperature air, they have a numbing beam out of one arm.
You said 9
like
damage,
Santa.
correct?
Yes, 9.
And I have a follow-up question. Did we have enough time to fully recover our hit points and stamina? Because apparently I never refilled my tokens, stamina, and hit points.
Yeah, I noticed that.
It was a couple days out to the platform, and then this is the second day. You've regained plenty of hit points.
Okay. Sorry about that, Tom. I
No
will
problem.
now apply the 9 missing. There we go.
All right. I can't wait for Ketch's full round action of I pull my mini sub out of my null space chamber for cover.
He's gonna climb on top of a height and drop the sub on top of someone sometime.
Oh no, it's the old I summon a whale. Damn it, don't give them good ideas. All right, so that was Yellow's turn. Speaking of Ketch, what do you want to do, my friend?
Well, Chad has requested it, so no. Unfortunately, that mini sub was left hanging from the ceiling in the engineering room on our ship. Instead, Ketch will go ahead and use a move action to stabilize the weapon, and I believe his horns begin to glow, and that's his turn.
All right.
Whoa. What's this?
He's charging up his laser.
His
His
horns?
horns have glowed before. I almost
Yeah.
said glown.
When he supercharges his weapon.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, his horns grown all the time.
All right. So purple is going to scan combatants and is going to see Ketch charging up his lasers, and he's going to align his shield at Ketch. So let's see. I'm gonna put a purple token on your character just so I know that he's aligned to you, and retroactive yellow to Maria for the same reason. So then he will also fire at Gus as the more immediate threat. We're just trying to put down some cover and then handle the guy who charged in. That is a 22 versus your EAC.
That will hit.
Please take another 9 points of cold damage from this integrated.
I'm
advanced-
sensing a theme here, and I'm about to make your day, make you very unhappy, Tom, I think.
I cannot wait. But first, it's Sloan Rider.
Well, Sloan is going to. Oh, but blue is get him. Okay. Sloan is going to move this way, taking a shot as she passes the door with trick attack. I hope its CR is less than 8. That's a 30 to hit flat-footed EAC.
You do hope that. And that will work. So 30 versus flat-footed EAC is going to be, of course, a big hit for 31 points of fire damage.
31 points of fire damage, and it's flat-footed to everyone until the start of my next turn.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, that stings a lot. It doesn't look good. It is flat-footed. It's not blind, but it is get-emmed. It's got a lot going on, and I hope I can remember it all. As we move on to the top of round 2, Auntie Nuna.
All right. Auntie Nuna is going to...
Let me just do a little bit of measuring. All right.
She's going to... Does anybody need healing first? I guess we're all looking okay. Great.
Taking a bit.
That took some stamina damage.
Okay, Gus. I know you can do it. And this is going to be her standard action for the inspiring boost. Take 17 back.
Ooh.
You guys are so screwed now. We've got Auntie with us.
Not only do we have Auntie, we have Dead Aussie Gamer rating. Dead Aussie Gamer, thank you so much for rating us. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hi.
Oh, it's a
Welcome.
raid.
All right.
Yeah, we're out here finding some stars. What else are you doing, Auntie Nuna? That was a standard action to inspiring boost.
And then she will, as a move action, renew her get 'em against Blue.
All right. Excellent.
All right, Gus, I know you can do it. Get that robot.
I'm gonna get him.
Perfect. All right, so as we move on to Marayoth, I will remind everybody, this seems like the perfect opportunity to tell you all, hey, in about 2 hours' time, we're going to be interviewing with Leo Glass, author of Book 2, Merchants of the Void, of this AP. So stick around or come back at that time if you want to see us talk with Leo Glass. He's a really cool dude. So, Marayoth, what would you like to do?
Marayoth, does Marayoth still want to blind people? No, Blue is already flat-footed from Sloane, so Marayoth will take a full attack with a volley of purple beams from the Armada at Blue.
At Blue?
Yeah, will they be dealing with cover from there?
Marayoth will absolutely have cover on Blue.
Yeah, okay. So we'll float into the room and then up with our new feet that lets us go up at full speed.
Nice.
From the jam.
Nice.
Jump.
There it is. And then from up here, firing over down from above Gus's head at Blue.
All right. One final shot. Oh.
21 versus flat-footed EAC for 12 cold and electric.
All right. I would ask you how much of that is electric, but it doesn't matter because this robot only had 3 hit points left. So the robot shatters into a shower of sparks and golden, shiny pieces of metal. And we're on to Gus Barrett Sinclair.
Gus, seeing his foe fall and having taken several blasts from these numbing beams, will squint at his foes, and then his eyes will go wide, and black spider webs will form across the white sclera of his eyes, and his irises will glow slightly red as he activates his adrenal gland.
That's right.
And he's just gonna run over here to this guy, and that's a move action to activate and a move action to get over there. So that's all I got.
It's a swift action to activate it. Am I wrong?
I have written down that's a move action.
What is
all
it?
Right.
Adrenal gland?
It's the undead adrenal gland.
Yeah, we can look that up real quick. While we're looking it up, Gus, did you do something with that, or do we need to roll for confusion?
No, we did do that. We worked it all out. It got scooped out briefly. Someone tinkered with it. It got put back in.
Ketch tried to assign one of the goblins to do it, but after the goblin came back, like with a little too much blood on him, Ketch went in and finished the job.
Oh, what a good friend.
Yeah. A brief flashback to the medical bay on board the severance package.
Gus with like the sheet around his head and his skull open.
Yeah.
It's just standing there like
runs screaming out of the med bay.
Catch just standing there like,
running around.
What did you do? How could you get this so wrong?
He's probably dead already. We gotta find another. We need another noir.
By the way, Tom, you kind of topped out on there, so I missed. I could tell that the goblins were screeching, but I couldn't really hear anything else.
You know what? It's probably on brand for them, and that's okay. So that was Gus's turn.
Yep.
He's activated the gland. It is indeed a move action, which means that it is. Nope, that one's dead.
And it's an adrenal gland, courtesy of Book 2 and Leo Glass.
Yeah. Yes. One of many things that I was very excited about in Book 2. Luminance class security robot, the yellow, is going to. Does it want to? It just saw Marayoth take out its buddy, so it's going to keep its shield aligned at Marayoth as a move action, and then it's going to slam at Gus.
Come on and jam.
Come on and jam. So we'll flavor this as it slams at Gus with its Prism Shield. It's like a shield bash type thing. Flavor-wise, it's not mechanically something it can do, but then it will align it after this. But that is a 24 versus your KAC. I think that hits.
That
Gus's
does
KAC.
hit. It does.
Nice. 10 points of bludgeoning damage to Gus as this shield sort of, the physical part of it just bashes into your chest and sort of stops your charge. And then it aligns its shield at Marayoth as a move action. And we are on to Catch.
Catch just rolling his eyes, just down in front, and kind of takes a move action to aim through the sights at Purple.
Marayoth is 10 feet up, I'll have you know.
Up in front! Better.
Under me.
I think you're, what I'm saying is I don't think Marayoth is hindering your vision on Purple.
That's all right. Either way, Catch is aiming down the sights. Which means I need to actually check this box here. Oh, I did. I'm so good at this. And then squeezes the trigger and fires at Purple.
At Purple? Oh,
Ew.
well, now.
29 to hit. Yeah? What's up?
I have a reaction, which you're gonna love. So what happens is it's the robot seeing that you're firing at it, and it had its shield aligned towards you. It is going to take a reaction. The shield flares with energy as the robot presses a trigger on it, and it is going to reflect your ranged energy attack back at you. With that roll.
Excuse me?
Oh yes. Prism energy shields. They're a wonderful thing. So not only did it have a +2 bonus to its AC against your attacks, it is going to just reflect that 29 versus your EAC. And now I don't like to gloat, but this is very exciting for me. Leif, didn't you supercharge your weapon last turn?
Yeah, you can just go heck right off, Tom, if you're absolutely shit. Right
Well,
there.
you know what the answer to this is, Leif. You need to take that shield because you can use your big damn gun in one hand, and in case someone bounces it back, you bounce it back at them.
Oh my God! You have made me so happy, Leif. So that is a total of 36 points of fire damage. So what happens is like this big, enormous, overcharged shot comes down, barrels down right underneath Marayoth, and then Marayoth sees it hit the robot's shield and somehow rebound back off of the shield, right back, return to sender.
You don't have to roll anything. It just happens.
So it happens. You take the attack roll. You roll the attack roll against yourself instead of it.
Yeah, no, so it doesn't have to roll anything. That's absolute trash. What the hell?
But imagine if you get that, Leif.
No, I will never touch the thing. It's garbage.
Oh, no.
Like the classic anime redirect. Fire the huge beam and it gets deflected and you're like, Nani? And then you throw neutral.
Yeah, a small little question mark.
Right.
That was beautiful, Tom. That was beautiful.
Thank you. But hey, I mean, Catch has 5 fire resist, so this is fine. I'm gonna stop now, and we're on to it's Purple's turn. So Purple got that. Oh, and this is a once per day as well function of the shield. So that only happens once per day for shield. But this is the thing you now know about these robots.
Well, we have 3 of
So
them.
Purple is going to, let's see, it's going to definitely keep its shield aimed at Catch. So it'll align its shield at Catch, and then it's going to, let's see, it saw Gus do something, and he started glowing with like evil black spiderweb looking things. I'm going to give it a chance, like a 1 in 4 chance to shoot at Marayoth instead of Gus. So on a 1, it'll fire at Marayoth. Everybody else is Gus. I rolled a 1. So Purple is going to fire at Marayoth.
Coward!
That is a 32 versus Marayoth's EAC.
That is a hit.
Yeah, that's going to be 13 points of cold damage. Max damage on that.
Oh, this brand new thermal capacitor slightly decreases that.
Very nice.
Is
Excellent.
Supercharge... Wait, quick question. I noticed something. Is Supercharge 5d6 or 4d6?
4d6, but Leif also used, I believe, the boost property on
Okay.
the
Just
weapon.
wanted to clarify that. Sorry.
Yep. No. Good question. So that is purple. We are on to Sloan Ryder. Sloan, you don't know what happened, but you just saw catch fire a fireball out of Groom, and then it returned back.
Huh? Yeah, that seems like a bad day. Sloane's gonna run across the other side and take a shot at yellow.
All right.
At getting hit with shit. I mean, blame. It's a 25 to hit flat-footed EAC.
25 will, of course, be a hit, and that is 29 points of fire damage. Them operatives, though.
I've been flat-footed till the beginning of my next turn.
All right. All of that damage goes through, and it is flat-footed. And we are back to the top of round 3 now with Auntie Nuna.
All right. Auntie Nuna is gonna...
Well, it looks like that one's taken care of. She'll sort of shuffle up to the door. Doesn't want to block anybody. But, yes, now she'll put a get him on yellow.
Right off the negative said get him with a full attack.
All right. Was that it for Auntie Nuna?
I think so.
Move, yeah. Or actually, can't you fire when you get him? No?
You can with your improved getup. You can
I
fire.
can. Yes. All right. Well, let's try this. All right.
And now for something completely different.
That's
and if you're
22 plus 2.
and if you're shooting the one adjacent to me, I have coordinated shot, I believe. So
You do. I remember
Okay.
that. So that
that's-
is going to be a hit.
Cool.
This is its EAC for 7 points of fire damage.
Yes.
So yeah, that's the nice thing about improved get 'em. It's you can attack and get 'em as opposed to just doing one or the other.
Yeah, I keep forgetting.
Very cool. Or get 'em. Anyway, Marayoth.
Marayoth will full attack. Yeah, so that is appropriately a -3. So that's +2 for get him and +1 for coordinated attack. I think
So
both of those hit.
31 and a 26 will, of course, both be hits. And, ooh, this robot is just clinging on because, oh, wait, how much of that is electric?
Some of it. I think the 1d4. So that's 2 damage off of the first one and 2 damage off of the... No, I'm sorry. 1 damage off the first one, 1 damage off of the second one.
Okay, so 1.5 times 1 rounded down is still 1. So,
Yeah.
but you did, what?
I assume it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter in this case. So that is 25 points of cold and electric slamming into this robot. It doesn't look good. It starts to spark and fizz. Fizzle. And we are on to Gus, the turn that I am the most afraid of as Yellow, the robot.
Yeah, Gus's little targeting thing that has sort of morphed up and over his eye out of his nanites is highlighting and and like flashing right where Marayoth's 2 shots just hit, and he is going to attempt to he'll lift the sword up, flip it around, and just sort of thrust down and into their torso. Hopefully, assuming the dice are with me.
Oh my God!
They are with you.
That's a lot.
I'd like to think get him and my Mark II ability enhancement to my strength score
And the academy.
and the academy.
Yes.
It's a 28 to hit for
28
27
to hit.
electric and fire.
Yeah, 27. This robot only had 4 hit points left, so that robot shatters under the force of your. We'll say it's a plasma weapon, so it cut right through the torso and bifurcates this robot in half.
Entwine!
And we move on to... Oh, it would have been its turn. Man, he was one turn from retirement. Catch.
I don't feel bad for him. I hope whatever he's going through sucks. This is going to take a boost turn, and that's all.
Yeah, but
right.
Where is Purple Shield aimed?
Purple Shield is aimed at Catch, and now you all don't know this mechanically, but that is a once-a-day ability. I just realized Yellow had his shield aimed at Marayoth and could have reflected one of those attacks back at you. But such is life. So Catch boosts for the turn, and now it's Purple's turn. Purple feeling great. Hasn't been touched yet. So Purple is going to this time. This time Purple is going to shoot at Gus because Gus just cut his not his friend. Robots don't have friends. His counterpart in half. So Purple will fire at Gus.
Oh, racist.
How incredibly narrow-minded of you, Tom.
Yeah.
It was his batchmate.
Oh.
Yes. So
they rolled off the assembly line on the same day.
That is going to be a 29 versus your EAC, Gus.
For 0 cold damage?
It would be 6, but yeah, because of that tronking.
Thanks, Leo Glass.
Yes, Leo, I blame you for giving us this out. So
next up, all the
that
mercenaries have poison.
Yeah. Yes, the infamous poison weapons in Starfighter. And then Purple, seeing that it is that didn't work, is going to move up next to Gus, and so will not have its shield aligned.
It shoots Gus, and Gus just screams at it.
Yikes! Sloan, your turn.
All right, let's dart to the other side of the door, shooting Purple along the way. Just repeat. This has been very effective for me. We're just going to continue.
I'm just picturing Sloan action rolling back and forth.
That's a 30 to hit flat-footed EAC, so that's 35 points of fire damage, and if it is still standing, it is flat-footed until the start of my next turn.
It's still standing. It hasn't been hit by anybody's attacks at all today.
So it does now.
All right.
35 points of fire damage. From the impossible to catch operative.
Leif, you know I love you, my friend, right?
Yes. This is 90% just me acting.
Leif
85.
and theatrics? No.
Top of round 4. Auntie Nuna, it is now your turn.
Oh, excellent. Well, I think I'll put a get 'em on this guy. And, Catch. I know you can do it, champ. Fuck up.
I am my own worst enemy, so I think that counts as a significant enemy. How much stamina do I get back?
You get 17 back.
Lovely.
Yeah. So actually, I think that's... Yeah, so an inspiring boost is a standard unless it's been changed.
It is.
Yeah. Okay. So that's it.
All right. You can get him.
Purple gets a get 'em. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Purple gets a get 'em.
Good. All right. That is Nuna's turn. Now we are on to Marayoth.
Yeah, so I think I cheated last turn because as cool as this feat is, it doesn't let me full attack while also hovering, right?
I think after level 5, it is not a big deal, right?
I think it's a free action if you have 5 ranks in acrobatics.
I do.
Yeah, that was errated. Somebody can feel free to correct me, but it's kind of too late to go back now, and Gus would have killed that thing anyway.
Good. Okay. We'll just entangle Purple since blinding isn't as good because he's already flat-footed from our operative. The 22 with a +2 from, I guess I'll also swoop around here. +2 from Get 'em and +1 from...
That'll do it. Which condition are you applying?
Entangled.
Entangled. That is a weird one.
Well,
Put down on as a
and
status icon. It's fine. All right. Good. Gus, this thing is entangled. It's having a bad day. It's flat-footed. You murdered its friend. It shot you with a cold beam. It's
Holding
not
the
friend.
blade and the remains of its batchmate, Gus turns and looks at it, and he sees a whole bunch of weaknesses pop up all over its chassis. And he shifts his grip, and he just does like a horizontal sweep across its stomach region, attempting to cleave it in twain once more.
Who's the baddie?
A 22 versus EAC though, even with all those
22
bonuses.
Versus its entangled, flat-footed EAC plus your +2 get 'em.
No,
is,
that's
of
already
course,
factored
going to
in.
be-
Get him
Get
factored in.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. It's EAC is prunking like 13 right now because of all the conditions. So yes, that is a hit, and that is half
23.
electricity damage.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
half of the electricity again is another 6, because it's. I'm assuming that you would want the electricity to be 12. So,
Yes, please.
yeah. So +6.
So 29.
This robot has. It looks real bad. That's all I'm gonna say. This robot is as close to death as it can be.
It has one hit point.
and,
Y'all. Someone kill it.
Oh no, it's Ketch's turn.
Yes, it is.
Well, maybe not.
And it has get him on it, right?
It has get 'em. It is entangled. It is flat-footed.
All right.
You have coordinated shot.
So Catch aims down the sight, around the corner, and takes a shot with the 31, ignoring 4 AC from any cover. And yeah,
Yep. That 31 versus DAC is of course going to be a hit. Roll that beautiful beam footage. Did you have anything that you were... Oh, there it is. All right. 21 points of fire damage slams into your mortal enemy, purple luminous class robot, and it falls over, destroyed.
You know, what we're gonna have
Solved
to
my
do
robot
now?
puzzle.
We're gonna have to weekend at Bernie's these robots so no one suspects anything.
Sure.
good luck with that. Catch will walk out of here. Oh, I'm not bringing it.
No, guys, I've got the perfect plan. We now have excellent cover. Disguise everyone as a robot and just walk around the ship.
Catch walks up to this robot, points the gun at its cranial cavity, and vaporizes its entire head.
Oh, but
It's a
it's
bit personal.
cool. All right. So what you can get from these, luckily, it seems to, and you can confirm this over cameras and comms. It seems to be that the crew did not notice this at all.
Thank goodness.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Let's-
that was you were peek behind the curtains. There is a chance that you could be noticed after round 4. You managed to stop that from happening because you finished this up right around round 4. So we will remove turns and close the initiative meter. And
These robots were totally dead before they got here. I don't know.
totally dead.
Defective.
We should totally move to the other side, though.
Let's move to the other side. Should we like steal the useful bits off these robots and maybe throw them out the airlock?
No, I think we do leave them here. Stick them in a hatch.
There is some cool stuff on them if you want to.
Yeah, we want
we
to
should
get the
totally
cool
loot the
bits.
No. Sounds like all their gear is just utter garbage. We should throw them out the airlock.
No,
Yeah,
no.
Yeah, like the shield.
Gus starts ripping stuff off of them as he's moving. He's just scooping them up like mine.
So you can remove all this with 1 minute of combined engineering work per robot. You get a Prism Shield. You don't need to ask me how that works. You know how that works. You get an Advanced Numbing Beam and 2,500 credits worth of star medals times 3. Each of these is times 3. So you get 3 shields, 3 advanced numbing beams, and a total of 7,500 credits worth of star metals that were sort of worked into their chassis.
If there's any horicalcum, we set it aside for the goblin so that he can weave it into his pants. Horicalcum affects time.
Yes, of course. Yes. Fun fact: you can add horicalcum to your armor, and it gives you a bonus to your initiative checks. Pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, so it does. We do know it affects time.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm not finding the Prism Shield in Nethys.
It is not an item, but it is one that I am, because it says that's part of their equipment. It's just not listed anywhere as like this. It has this value and this blah de blah. So it will give you a +2 bonus to both of your. It's treated as a +0 +2, if that makes sense, right? Where shields have an aligned, an unaligned value to your AC and an aligned value to your AC. So unaligned, it doesn't give you any benefits, but aligned to an enemy, it gives you a +2 to both of your AC bonus, your ACs against their attacks. And if they target you with a ranged energy attack once per day, you can reflect it back on them, as we saw. So that is something that you can take. Marayoth actually has proficiency with shields.
We do?
As a Solarian, you are just granted proficiency with shields as part of your class. It's not listed in the CRB because shields were added post CRB, but that is a thing.
All right. Yeah, Marayoth will take one of these, and it'll float into the swarm.
Yeah.
Marayoth, you should take all of them, and then as you use its ability, just cycle it out.
Oh, God.
That would take a lot of move action.
You said once per day per shield, Tom.
Yeah.
I sure did, didn't I? But I challenged Simon to remember to use this consumable thing, not once, not twice, but 3 times per day.
All right, I take your challenge. I take all 3 Prism Shields.
All right.
All right, audience, you must remind Simon to use all 3 Prism Shields.
Well, don't worry, Nick. I think I can handle that.
Now the question is, Gus only has 2-handed weapons at the moment, but does Gus have a shield proficiency?
If not, it costs you 1 feet.
Nope, I just have light armor. Well,
Yeah.
heavy armor with the edge I took.
Yeah, double check shield proficiency, because I might be thinking of Pathfinder 2, but if you're I'm remembering if you're proficient with XYZ types of armor, then you're also proficient with shields, but that might have also been the playtest.
I think shields are specifically pointed out in class entries.
Yeah. All right. So it is day 3, and after all this excitement, y'all want to move to what was it, 2B or 2A?
Yeah, we want to shove the remains of these robots like under the floorboards and move to the other side.
All right. So you hide the robots, did you say under the floorboards?
I say we space them. I don't know why we don't just do that.
Well, but an airlock's probably going to trigger some kind of just an alert, if not an alarm.
Ketch and Nuna
Cycle the airlock.
Ketch and Nuna know or are confident in their abilities to sort of mask the airlock opening and shutting with their mastery of computers.
We have an alternate idea, if it is feasible. Maybe we can arrange the robots in a way such that it looks like there was a malfunction that exploded and caused them to be destroyed. And then we can use this also as an excuse for why Gus made lots of noises earlier.
It's not a bad idea, Marayoth.
Thank you.
Cash,
We
you
don't
think
know
you
how
pull that
explosions
off?
work, though.
I can do anything.
All right. I will.
Can I do everything?
I like this. I was gonna say let you use an engineering check to stage this. That's not a very good roll, though.
Oh, it's not.
I think we've got to reroll somewhere.
Reroll.
Yeah, I think Leo did give us a reroll for anybody but me. Thank you for following instructions, Leo. You know what we need.
There you go, one better.
Really?
Leif continuing their personal streak of rerolls not being very helpful.
Yeah, just don't give me rerolls, I guess. Unless it's an
sorry,
attack.
Leif.
It's worked for attacks, and that's it.
Do we have any more? This feels kind of important. Like, we don't want the mercenaries hunting
It
us.
makes sense. Catch is too bitter about these robots, so he's like pulling parts off of it.
Stupid robots.
Loaded shields, by the way, the called fusion would like to know.
That's a pretty good ability. Let's call these, but the robots are pretty low CR. We'll meet in the middle, call it a level 7 shield.
7?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Also, typically one can only put called fusions on things that can make melee attacks, but then I did have them make a melee attack with it. I'm arguing with myself.
I mean, also, you can attack with shields, right? As an unarmed.
Only certain shields that say you can make a special unarmed attack with these.
Yeah, it's kind of weird and feels a little bit off to me. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Buckler or like big knight shield, like you can still punch somebody with those.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what? You could put a shield, a fusion on it. It's fine.
Hooray.
So, Nuna and Ketch are able to combine their forces to make it look like these robots exploded, malfunctioned, and caused some noise, and then lost all of the valuable star medals and weaponry off of them.
Yeah, they got blown up.
And their shields, yes, all got disintegrated. And that one is missing a head. So, speaking of disintegrated.
Yeah, no, it's all right. We
The
just make it
numbing
look
beam
like that
disintegrated the head.
Yeah, we just make it look like the one with the melted head is, suffered some sort of catastrophic meltdown and blew up and took out the other two with it.
Or like catastrophic meltdown. Ha!
You're darn right.
All right. So, you all move over to 2A, right? Because that was another well-hidden room. I will move you over there. Through the doors. Auntie Nuna, you did not bring the robots with you, I know. All right. So, delete, make like a Cyberman. And I will open this door here so y'all can see this as well. All right. So you get there, and we're going to do some stealth checks for the day before we go to an early break here. So what do you all want to do for the day? Reopening here, and I will show it to you again. Hiding out on the golden thread. What's the plan? Let's go down player order. Jet.
I think I'll just do a repeat and secure the area.
All right. Sounds good. That is a cumulative. You have a +4 so far. Total +4. Not +6 because, yeah. So +6. Leif, what is Ketch doing for today?
Do we need to continue avoiding cameras every day?
Yes.
Yep. All right.
We can flavor that as that's you all moving through the halls and avoiding cameras.
That's a 33 to redirect the cameras and patch dummy footage over them.
Perfect. You do that and get a +8 bonus for the day. Auntie Nuna?
Does Auntie Nuna have a chance to do basically the other computers type task?
The communications hack is a one and done. And
okay.
Ketch has already done the other computers, so you could instead... you could do the downtime activity for maintain readiness to give yourself a +2 bonus, or you could do I think I said that we could do the secure area multiple times.
Okay. What do I roll for?
Secure area and fortifying position do appear to be two separate things. Secure area as a downtime just looks like it's all PCs hiding in that room gain a +2 bonus, so that looks like a daily thing. Whereas the fortify position is like identifying that, yes, this room is what did you call it? Well hidden?
Well hidden, but we already know this one is. So really the downtime activities are the only thing that makes much sense, and they don't require a check.
Okay, so I guess she's gonna maintain readiness.
All right. Auntie Nuna gets a +2 bonus on top of her normal bonuses, so you have a +10. Everybody has a +8. Sloan, what does Sloan do?
If I can, I'll just do the clear the area.
All right. Plus 10. Nuna has a plus 12, and Maria.
And Rayath was going to scout, but after having this robot fight, Rayath thinks it might be smart to lay low for a day or so we'll just secure the area with giving everyone a plus 2.
All right. Everybody has a plus 12. Nuna has a plus 14. Let's get those stealth checks, my friends.
I'm just gonna take 10, Tom.
Do you have skill focus and stealth?
Oh, that's right. I have to have skill focus in it.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I do. I guess I'll...
You can take 1.
I'm
That's still enough.
gonna reactivate my sheath
right,
array.
You can't critically fail skill checks as a Starfinder. If I take a 1, that's still a 30.
Yeah, okay, you're fine.
Hey, Gus got a 31.
Wow, Gus.
I had to roll an 18
on the
on
die
the
to get a total of 19 before bonus. So everybody for this day is fine. You all hide out in your new little hidey hole down here in Cargo Bay 2A. And we will, so day 3 comes and goes after that excitement of the robots. Day 4, as y'all are, going about your sort of morning tasks and whatnot, you will have, you all suddenly hear multiple alarms blaring through the ship as it jolts, as though struck by a large object. The ship's intercom crackles to life as Shiari 8, sounding uncharacteristically panicked, exclaims, "Everyone, we've got a big problem. Something's hitting the airlock, and I see another silhouette ahead of us, coming up fast. Looks like some sort of giant reptile, bat, but I can't make out much detail. Whatever it is, it doesn't seem to be friendly." "Keep her steady," Adalia responds. "Deoros, meet me at the airlock. Let's see what we can do about these bastards. Karu, stand guard at the door." 2 male voices chorus assent, one notably shakier than the other. Another blow will rock the golden thread from the aft as we fade to commercial break. So, today... We're back. Only 2 minutes later than we said we would. I think we're doing really well today, everybody, on the schedule. Nice work. So, when last we left off, our crew of free-flying traders was hearing klaxons, and over the radio, the captain said that she was going to go talk with, she was going to go talk with this monster outside and see what would happen. So... sounds like Koru is going to be standing guard at the airlock door. Deoros and Adalia are going to go out of the airlock to see what they can see outside. Know that you are in the drift. This is a pretty high stakes. Every fight in the drift is high stakes because if you die in the drift, you become a drift dead. See book
Ain't no
1
one
of
want
Dead
that.
Sons, or book 5 of Dead Sons, or just anytime anybody dies in the drift. It's not a good story for them. So,
I mean, dying at all is generally not a great story.
Well, sure, but in Starfinder there is a comically high number of different undead that are created by the very specific circumstances around their death.
Yeah.
So,
particularly by dying in the drift, and it's like you are miserable for eternity until someone comes and releases you by destroying you.
yeah, filled with hatred of the living.
Your
No,
consciousness.
it's not Gus. But Jet is wondering, is there a chance we're going to get to fight out in the drift itself? Are we going to leave the ship at all, Tom?
Oh, God, I hope not.
And does that count as the vacuum of space?
Jet, you should know better than anyone. The goal on a boat is never to leave the boat.
Oh, I 100% know that.
Come on now.
But I'm wondering on behalf of Gus. And Gus makes action movie decisions.
Find out, won't we?
Yeah, it's probably not a good idea. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about your plans here. So, you've got the captain and Deoros, Adalia and Deoros. Deoros? just going to roll into Deoros, are going out the airlock and sort of probably, you can assume, tethering themselves to the side of the ship to see what's going on. You have Shiari 8 piloting the ship, and you have Koru guarding the airlock door. So, what do you all do when you hear this kerfuffle, this disturbance?
Well, this sounds like a good time to take the bridge.
Do we help them?
One of them is guarding the airlock. They will see us.
So we knock that one out first.
What if what is attacking the ship requires their help?
Don't worry, Mary. I think we got this.
Okay.
So, do we knock this one out? Do we leave them to their own devices? Do we help them? What's the plan?
We're gonna take the bridge. I think we have to knock out the one at the airlock.
Ketch says, "Don't worry, I got this," and we'll stand at the door and start charging his gun. But you will see. He waves his hand over the top of it, and the concentric circles that typically glow red are actually glowing blue.
Oh, blue
Actually-
mean friends.
All right, Maria, this time, get the radio.
Oh, yes, very smart.
I forgot about that.
All right. So, we can. All right. So you all prep. You charge. I'm going to assume that Ketch goes ahead and charges his lasers right as you're about to open the door. And let me get rid of that. And why don't you all go ahead and roll me some initiative here? We'll call this. It's not quite a surprise round, but this guy is not going to see you coming.
Can I get myself up there? Sorry.
Oh yes, please.
I would like to intimidate this guy into surrendering after Barry takes the radio. If we have an opportunity.
Okay. So we've got.
We don't have to knock him out. That's even easier.
That is very true. All right. Sloan, too bad you rolled a 1 on your initiative here.
Oh, initiative.
Yeah,
I'm bad.
these guys want to. They can.
Ooh.
That's 2 nat 1s on initiative.
Well, thankfully, I'm
Being
close to
forewarned, we're not very
Marath.
prepared.
Thankfully, I'm close to Marath, so...
Indeed. So, all right. We will resort. And what will Antinuna resort to? Huh? Let's see. Resort. Antinuna, it's your turn. I will open the door at your whim.
Okay.
Oh, the door is already open.
Yeah. I don't actually see the guy from where I'm standing. So
You can poke your head around the corner.
Yeah.
He is in front of the airlock doors. That's all you know.
okay. Well, I guess I'll move up and put a get him on him.
All right.
Are we in a surprise round?
Or do we want that? Because if
That's good. That's
okay. I just want to make sure that I wouldn't accidentally tip something from non-lethal into the lethal range.
No, as long as you're declaring non-lethal, all damage dealt is non-lethal. It's just,
Okay.
that's going to offset the non-lethal -4 penalty. Nick, for a surprise round, this guy rolled poorly enough on initiative. This is just easier to roll y'all in as a regular round.
Okay.
Catch.
All right.
Your captain has expressed a desire to try and intimidate this guy.
Yes. Which will be very effective when he's either at low or unconscious. So,
Yep,
Well-
this is what initiative is for. Do your catch thing.
I was gonna say, if this doesn't work, you can. Oh wait, but if I attack him, doesn't that reduce our chances to intimidate?
Technically, intimidating in combat you get demoralized, which is not what we want. I wanted to do an actual social check, which I technically can't do because we rolled initiative. But
Since we're in initiative, okay. Well, in that case, I will not feel bad about it because it's the rules and not me. 31 to hit is EAC. And let me just roll you some extra damage.
Now, what have you done to your gun this time to make it glow blue instead of red?
Well, you'll love it. I activated the Mercy Fusion seal. The Mercy Fusion.
Very nice.
Yes.
All right.
So
Where's
all
that
of this
damage?
gets transformed into non-lethal damage, and that is 42 points of non-lethal fire damage. As Ketch just kind of... Huh?
How many times do you get to supercharge your weapon a day?
Well, seeing as how it was yesterday that I supercharged, and it's twice a day, this will be my first use of this day.
Say no more.
Yep.
That... yeah. So please describe how this guy crumbles to the floor as you shoot him.
So, Ketch kind of like pokes his head out the door to just see where he is real quick, squeezes a little bit, and like his horns glow a blue instead of a red, and he kind of like dives out the door, and mid-dive he just takes a shot at this guy, and it hits like the projectile hits, but like there's like a force field, and it hits like the force field before like it hits him, and it just like it throws him back, and he falls unconscious.
I like the thought that your horns change color based on the Mercy Fusion as well, because you said that they glowed blue.
Yeah.
Love that.
They absolutely do.
That works.
Slightly too late, Morales dashes out of the hallway and grabs the radio from his limp body and says, "I got it! We got it!"
Well done.
Yeah.
That guy went down really easy. Should we leave those others outside?
They can get back in. They're fine. Let's secure the bridge, and then when they come back, we won't have to fight them all at once.
All right. Go ahead and roll we'll quickly move in turn order down the hallway because things are happening as you all go. So, Maria, move your speed if you want to follow your captain's orders up to the bridge.
Oh, go.
Yep, I keep walking down the hallway. That's a double move.
Right. Okay. Gus.
Okay, let's see. That's a single move. That's a double move.
All right. This guy is knocked out.
Quick question.
He's unconscious.
Yeah.
Sloan.
All right. Sloan goes. It's not a legal move. There we go. Who's purple? I can't see. I'm getting very distracted.
Apologies. That was me.
No worries. He has 35. I got 80 with 2 moves. There we go. Right up behind Gus.
All right. Maria, at the top of round 2 here, you hear from the... Because there was some time that you all took to get ready and whatnot. So they've been outside for a little bit, say 30 seconds or so. You hear on Koru's radio, Koru, we're coming in. Adalia got hit real hard. And that's what you get here at the top of round 2. And Nuna, what would you like to do?
Morales will, as a free action, say, they might be coming in through the airlock. Should we raise our arms in peace, maybe?
I suppose I could meet them there and try to talk them to surrendering or try to help. Sloan, what do you think?
Played the confused old lady trick. I was on a cruise ship and now I'm in the drift. What happened?
This doesn't look like the Santa Maria.
I'm kind of not sure which I should do. I think that Nuna would take her cues from Sloane, but I admit I'm not sure what you left it at, Nick.
You are muted. Nick, you're muted.
Well, we're trying to take the ship, so man, let's turn around and tell them to surrender, I guess.
Okay.
Helping doesn't seem like a good way to get them to give us their ship.
Oh.
I mean, I guess they are mercs.
Yeah, we can just say we'll help if.
Oh, I like the idea of like the door opens, there's a little lady with a gun. All right, now bring him in slowly.
All right.
We're taking your ship.
So, Nuna, you're waiting at the airlock door for them to come in?
Yes.
Okay.
Gun ready.
All right. Catch.
Catch will come out of the room, but hearing that they're coming back in, he's going to, I think, oh goodness. I think, yeah, he's going to stop there and he's going to point his weapon at the door and aim it. Start charging it, whatever.
All right. Catch charges his weapon. Maria.
Yeah, I guess Marath will move up and ready in action to disarm someone over radio. Marath loves radio.
Got radio lust.
Radio lust. All right.
Love that man.
Close his sheet because he is passed out. Gus, what do?
Captain, am I moving towards the door or are we still heading for the bridge?
Get ready to look at him real mean, Gus.
I'll try.
Make
Gus
them
will,
think you're going to gore them.
Gus
got
will
this.
move back because otherwise. Also, Tom, quick question: could we have assumed that Gus had his weapon manifested beforehand because we were going into a possible combat situation?
100%.
There we go. So Gus is going to be standing by over there, angel wing like up and at the ready, like he's getting ready to swing a baseball bat.
Okay.
Perfect.
Excellent. I should now point out, Sloan, you seem to have very low hit points.
Do I?
Okay.
Oh, I do. I shouldn't. Haven't done anything.
Yeah, exactly. So, just letting you know so you can fix it as your turn comes up.
Are you planning to hit me with something there, Tom?
Oh no reason in particular. Just friendly little reminder.
Uh-huh.
So innocent.
So
Okay.
innocent. I'm gonna hold my action for that. I'm gonna delay for that door to open.
All right. Well, top of round 3 here. Indeed, that door, the airlock door, will open and cycle. So let's see. I need to set some pieces.
No, we didn't think about the cycling. We probably could have let them,
Fine. Because these
to
two
our advantage.
are going.
Oh gosh,
to
are we the bad guys? We are the bad guys.
A little bit.
Sometimes. Dynamic lighting now. Oh gosh, there's just so many moving pieces. The airlock door will cycle, and you will see this sight.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
And what you see is the Noir and the human woman both sort of scrambling and scrabbling their way into the airlock. And behind them are these two enormous creatures. Not mechanically enormous, they are mechanically huge, in fact. 3x3 square.
Zoom in for our viewers because it's doing the thing again.
Oh, yes, I apologize. That is very weird that that's only happening on your computer, Jet.
It's because I'm doing something Simon suggested where I have a second tab open with Roll20 so that any fiddling around I do isn't visible by others, and for some reason Shift-Z goes to that one today.
Okay. Well then, so yes, you see these two enormous creatures erupting, writhing around in the airlock, and they screech at the top of the round. We only want you to take us out of the drift, and certainly let you go.
Oh.
I don't trust him one bit.
Yeah. I would like to sense motive on the giant bats.
Please.
If I may.
As would I.
I got a 19 for a 20.
Oh, you know what? Sense motive is one of the ones I can take 10 on. I should have done it before I rolled it.
I was going to say, you got a 19 instead of, so you
Yeah.
Wait, no, you didn't.
I did not.
I got a
I rolled it
47.
All right. So, Alien Archive. All right. So you can easily tell that these creatures don't intend to let you go once you take them out of the drift. You don't know why they want to get out of the drift in the first place. You don't really know much about them. This is your introduction to these creatures, which I will tell you, knowing nothing about them, these are Shantaks.
That's my guess.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
They don't look friendly.
Nice.
They were screaming Cthulhu mythos to me.
Yes. So, what... Antinuna, this is the sight that greets you as the door opens, and perhaps a little surprising to Antinuna. What would you like to do?
Well, Auntie Nuna got a 37 on her sense motives, so...
Full flame. The Shantaks, the big bat creatures. Oh, I should roll these two into initiative as well.
And so can she tell whether they're lying or not?
Yes, they're lying. They don't intend to let you go if you bring them out of the drift.
Gotcha. Well then, Auntie Nuna, I almost called her Minxie. Auntie Nuna will say, I wouldn't believe a word they say, and shoots them with a get 'em, basically.
Okay. Adalia will say, oh yeah, you think? Also, who the hell? And we continue.
Say, her name's Adalia?
Adalia.
Okay.
Adalia.
For a second, I heard you say Dahlia, and I was like, Grandma? That's his grandma. He has a grandma Dahlia.
Oh, well. Go ahead and roll me that attack, Nuna. I'm not seeing it.
The 23?
I do.
Ah, there it is. 23 versus, let me give them colors so we can easily distinguish. One is red, one is blue. Which one were you shooting at?
Red.
All right. Red will, let's see. Oh boy. That is just a hit on red for a total of 9 fire, you say. All right. And red has get 'em as part of that attack, I assume?
Sure does.
Excellent. All right. That is Nuna. We are on to Catch. Catch, the door opened up and you heard a screeching voice come from within.
Yes,
You are
you're
muted,
muted.
my friend.
Darn it. I can see red from where I am, right? Looks like I can at least see to here.
Yep.
Yes, you can.
All right.
Sorry, I may have been muted myself.
Now who's muted?
The mute is on the other mouth.
Yes. Is going to aim, ignoring 4 AC from cover and getting a +1 from the scope, or the fusion, rather. There's a lot of attachments on this thing. And fires at red. Oh.
Ooh. Is that including that that does have a +2 morale bonus for get 'em?
It does.
You're ignoring cover. Well, you get 4 points of it, which is enough. Let's see. Is that +1 factored in from the accurate fusion from Amy?
Yes, it is indeed.
That versus its EAC is going to miss.
I'll take a reroll
no.
if we have it.
Any rerolls left?
Is that one of your charged up shots?
I believe it is. Yes.
I looked at the request. It's cute.
Not max charge, but
I don't know that anybody's been checking these off.
I don't think so either.
Ivy,
Girlfriend ninjas for sure. This one's anyone but Tom. We used that one. Did we use butt stubbles? They were singing my song.
We have not used that one yet.
All right.
So if all right,
add 5 to that. Does adding 5 hit?
that does hit. Yes, you are fortunate in that hits. Please roll me the extra damage. The gross, dumb amount of extra damage.
It's not gross this time. I didn't max charge it.
Okay.
Only 8 more.
Only 8 more is still 8 on top of 18. It's a significant difference. That is 26 points of fire damage as this creature hisses and shrieks at you.
Oh, add 7 more damage to that superior firepower, which I activated is not activate.
Okay.
So yeah, there we go. That's why. That seems low. Hold on.
All right. Well, I see plus specialization +7 untyped in your damage roll.
Really?
Yep.
Hold on. Here, go on to the next. I'll figure out what's going on with that.
Okay. I'm going to give it back the 7 damage while you figure it out.
Okay.
All right. Marayoth, we are on to you.
These guys don't have any weapons, right?
Just gnashing teeth and slashing claws.
Inconvenient. We will align our new shield against blue.
Oh, boy.
And then do a dirty trick on red to blind it.
Okay.
Or no, that won't stack with flat-footed, so let's entangle.
Oh, this is very
23, 25 with get 'em.
25 with Ghetto. That is going to blind. What do you say, red or blue?
Entangle red.
Entangle red. All right. I forgot to roll their initiative, so that's a bummer. But yes, that is going to entangle red. And red was just delaying until this very moment. Waiting for one special moment.
Can I end my delay before it goes?
Sure thing. But let me resolve everything. Where are we? Goodness gracious. All right, so you're going to come right before this Shantak.
Yes, please.
And, all right. So Marayoth has entangled red. Yes.
Yeah, let's bounce in and back, taking a shot at like the closest point where I don't have any cover. Trick attack. Please have a CR of less than 8.
That will meet CR of these creatures. So
26 versus flat-footed EAC.
On red, that'll be a hit. For
Yes.
28
points of fire damage.
Man. All right. Red is just getting chewed down, and as a result, Red, who is entangled and flat-footed and get-emmed, is going to cry out in anger and then remove the entangle. No, you know what? It's not going to remove the entangled condition. It is angry, and entangled doesn't impose a 50% mischance. So it does impose a 10% mischance effectively because of that -2 to attack roll.
Additive, not multiplicative.
Yes. It is a CR8 creature. It doesn't care about that. It's going to attack, and it's going to full attack. So it will lash out with its talons. Let's see. It's going to reach out and grab Adalia, attack her, or try to, and then it will attack Auntie Nuna with its second attack.
I feel like Gus is going to
Alright.
have to multi-class into Wrath Soldier at some point.
Oh, yeah. So it manages to catch Adalia, and Adalia is not looking good, and she is in the claws of this creature.
Which one is Adalia?
The human woman
Okay.
on the right. And then it grabs for Auntie Nuna with its other hand, and Auntie Nuna, a 27 versus your KAC. You are muted, my friend. At least I'm not hearing you. I will... That's weird. Well, Auntie Nuna's AC is 23. Ah, beautiful. Because Auntie Nuna will take 20 points of slashing damage. And then Auntie Nuna is grappled, because these claws have the grab property. So that beat her KAC plus 4. And as a result, she is grappled by this creature. I'm going to put a red dot on her to show that she is grappled.
Whoa.
As
There we
well as... Ah, there you go. I can hear you.
Oh no. I had put it on push to talk, but my keyboard is not hooked up. Apple has a lot of annoying things. If I was actually Auntie Nuna, I'm sure I would have taken care of that before now.
I don't know if Auntie
All right.
Nuna likes Apple.
Gus.
Yes, indeed. You hurt my grandma. I'm unhappy about this. I'm gonna walk in there, and I've got my little targeting sensor. I'm just gonna aim probably like maybe where the neck joins this muscle here, who his name escapes me, or maybe for the armpit. And I'm just gonna thrust my angel wing at them and leave like a rainbow trail.
Oh.
A 27 versus the AC for 22 electric and fire damage.
That will connect. That will deal 22 electric and fire damage. This Shantak is not happy about that.
Leave my grandma alone, and I guess this other person.
And as a result, Blue is going to focus some attacks on this new challenger, who is clearly much more of a threat than these two mercenaries. Shantak, the Blue, is going to make a full attack on Gus. One with a bite and one with a talon. Yes, this is a full attack. No, I am not entangled. Ooh, 25 versus your KAC. Or 20
Defensive
points of piercing damage from the fangs.
Oh, how much did you say?
20.
Okay, so I will ignore 7 of that, and then I'm going to defensive dispersal, so I'll ignore 18 of 20.
Okay. Obnoxious. And then the talons will lash out with a 24 versus your KAC.
That will hit.
All right. That doesn't exceed by 4, does it?
21 is my KAC.
Oh, it's up by 1. Please take 17 points of slashing damage then.
Okay.
And that will be all. So we're now on to Adalia. Adalia is... Nope. I see. We'll put Dauros ahead. Dauros is going to run because he is injured. But his captain is grabbed by this creature. Dauros is going to take an attack on the red. Let's see. He's going to...
I mean, if he looks torn, Morath will say, "You should run. We will take care of your friend."
He'll consider your words for a second. And
You know you don't know who we are, but we are not big bug monsters. We are very small bug monsters.
just abandon my captain. And he will turn around and headbutt this thing with his horns for an unarmed strike. He rolled a natural 1! So he misses wildly with his horns. And then the captain's going to shout, "You drunken idiot, get out of here!" And she will... I guess she's going to try an acrobatics check to escape this thing's grip.
Don't do it. It's impossible.
Roll a d20. I got an 11. That's like just good enough to maybe, but she's a low CR.
It's 10 above KAC.
Yeah, and she doesn't have acrobatics listed. She's a mechanic, so, yep. So she struggles against this thing's grip. Auntie Nuna, it is your turn.
Well, Auntie Nuna wants to step back out of grabbing range, and she'll stand over this body. Well, not body. I think he's just unconscious, but you know
He does
what I
have a
mean.
body, but he is living.
Yes. She's gonna renew the get him on red and shoot him. Get back at that mean monster.
All right, as you do that, Blue is going to take an attack of opportunity on you.
Life is
A
hard.
lot of reach.
Life is hard.
Oh, and I got a nat 1. Life sucks.
Blue gets a 39 versus your KAC.
Yeah, that just shreds it.
Just by that much. So you are, I'm not even going to ask, you are pinned as per the condition. As
Oh!
this thing slams
take
you
damage?
to the... What?
Do I take damage?
Yes, 16 points of damage, slashing.
Oh.
As this thing sort of just sees you taking a shot at Red, its friend, and lashes out with its claws, piercing through the armor directly into your arm that was shooting, probably causing that natural 1. And you are now pinned. The only thing you can do is try to escape. I believe, as per the pin condition. We'll look that up, but right now it's Ketch's turn. You are muted.
Ketch is gonna grit his teeth and squeeze the handle of his gun, aim down the sights, and fire again. Not bothering to charge it fully this time. He's getting a little desperate. Shooting at Red again. Oh my goodness!
Oh boy. So that is an 18 versus Red. 19 with coordinated shot versus Red's flat-footed EAC.
I hate to say it, but I have coordinated shot checked on my box. I have get him checked on my box here. This is everything. All the bonuses added in.
The good news is you don't keep track of flat-footed on your sheet. I keep it on my sheet, and that lowers its EAC to 18. That is a hit.
I was gonna say I'm also ignoring four points of cover.
And that is important too.
You got it. All right.
Scope.
Marvelous. Here's the additional 1d6. 1 point of damage.
Well, goes from 24 points to 25 as this creature
And it's dead.
hisses and says, "Please, if you bring us out of the drift, I swear to you that we will," and continues, rambling on. The sense motives stand from before. They are still full of fleet. These things hate you. Catch is done. Marayoth.
Can we tell what these things are? Just like a life science?
Yeah, you can make me I want to say mysticism. Yes, these are magical beasts. Go ahead and make me a mysticism check. Resident Mystic.
Oh, not a good roll. 19.
19. These are rare creatures, not often seen. You have no idea what these are.
Okay.
You don't even know their name. Sorry.
We will name them Fred. All right. We will, really trying to take out this left one before it takes another turn. We will take a full attack against it.
All right. Ooh. Those are both hits.
31 damage.
All right. Now, you are going to learn something interesting about these creatures as the cold from your gun sort of just dissipates across their Your hide. Of course. So
Everything's resistant to cold.
give me the D4, the last D4 is going to be the electric damage. And I don't know, do we cut your level specialization in half or?
No, that's all cold.
Okay. So you do 4 electric and 2 electric. You do a total of 6 points of electricity. Still not nothing, as this thing seems to be getting weaker and weaker.
So it completely shrugged off the cold?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Yes. It is immune to cold, it seems. Sloan
It is in the
Rider.
vacuum of space, so
Yeah.
You know, you say that, but there's so much stuff in the vacuum of space that you can deal cold damage to.
That's true. But this is really like the worst thing about exploring space, is that there are a bunch of mythos horrors in space.
That's where they come from.
It's where they come from. It is their home territory, and they don't like us. Sloan is going to bounce in and out again with another trick.
All right. Oh, it's already taken its attack.
That's a 25 versus flat-footed EAC.
All right. Tell me how you deal the final blow to this Shantak as you dart down the hall.
Sloan's using sense motive, so she notices that it's nursing a bad-looking gash, maybe across its stomach, and just takes aim right into that spot.
Love it. All right. Sloan brings down Red, and it drops to the ground with a thud, releasing Captain Adalia. And
Run!
yeah.
Actually,
and that
don't
was
run until Blue takes an attack opportunity.
that was very important because it was going to be Red's turn. Gus, what would you like to do?
Hearing the other Noir talk about protecting their captain, Gus will nod at them in a certain sense of like camaraderie, and then shift his attention, allowing his little nanite made sensor to point out some weak points, and then he is going to thrust his angel wing into this beast, hopefully. I do have to toggle off get him, unfortunately, but angel wing, go! But I rolled incredibly poop. I rolled a 3 on the die.
Why? Sorry, I must have been muted. Why is there a -2 penalty on that attack?
Deadly aim.
Ah, right, you said it. Okay. All right. Well, yep, that's going to be a miss. So we go on to this Shantak, and it is going to. So it currently has.
Wait, real quick. I'm sorry.
Go.
I'm super sorry. I am going to swift action, spend a nanite surge. I'm going to create a cloud. Because I can now have multiple arrays active. This one is just at level 3. And
Is that block
so my secondary array, wow, I flip-flopped them. As the secondary array, I can fill up 6 squares.
That's really cool. Simon asks a good question. Does this block line of sight or provide concealment for the monster or anything like that?
I have to spend another nanite surge on the next turn to create a mischance.
Okay. I thought you could spend it as part of the summoning.
Maybe I can. I can double check.
Okay.
The stationary one's formed.
So I'll let you take a look at that real quick as I talk about what this Shantu's got going on.
When I form it, I can spend a nanite surge. I was also spending. I could, if you want me to generate a mischance, I can do that.
But will it affect us?
It would, I believe, affect everybody.
Everybody in the cloud. So you will
it
not
doesn't
have a
provide
mischance
enough
on the
concealment to hide, and your attacks ignore any mischance provided by my cloud. That's me, though. This doesn't stack with existing concealment. it would affect you guys if I were to spend that, but I'm basically doing it so I can be a little bit more maneuverable. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it unless we have like ways to mitigate concealment.
Yeah, I'm not spending the extra. I'm not spending the nanite surge to grant concealment. I'm creating the cloud because it lets me take 10-foot, 5-foot steps.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So the Shantu has Auntie Nuna pinned right now, so it's going to definitely take one attack on her. It'll take another claw on Auntie Nuna, and it will take a claw on Gus. So 2 attacks. First at Nuna, second at Gus. Both of the claws. 32 versus Auntie Nuna.
Yeah.
Okay. Your KAC is what again?
KAC is, I want to say, like, says here only 23.
All right. The good news is I did not roll a 36, so you are merely grappled and not pinned, as you also take 20 points of slashing damage.
Oh.
Then, Gus, you are going to get a 27 versus your KAC.
That will hit.
All right. I believe that beats you by 4 as well.
Yep, that does beat me by 4.
You are grappled and take 21 points of slashing damage.
-1.
And Dauros will run.
Morath will, as she looks to be running, suggest, I know you don't trust us, but you could wait until we make it unable to attack you when you move.
He will sort of look skeptically at you, but hold his turn this time.
We are very friendly. We are just stealing the ship. But we're very friendly about it.
And we'll delay until after y'all go. Adalia,
oh, man. I've been doing the wrong KAC.
will do the same thing. If the darn thing would let her move. There. All right. Nuna, it is your turn.
All right. Well, so I really can't take any actions. What about, like...
Grappled now.
Yeah. Okay, so grappled is different.
You're grappled, so you may take actions, you just can't move.
I can't move. And to get out of the grapple, what would I need to do? Sleight of hand?
Pray.
Kill it.
Pray.
Pray.
Yeah.
No, I think I'll just get him on Blue. I mean, he's got me, and it's just speaking. And then also, I'm not gonna die like this, and give myself an inspiring boost, I believe.
Love it.
Perfect. All right. Catch. Red has dropped. What would you like to do?
Yes, indeed. So Ketch is going to run over here, and his horns begin to glow.
Alrighty. That is Catch. Maria.
In order to try to give... Actually, let me delay until after Sloan. We'll see how that goes.
Okay, so now, Sloan, it is your turn.
All right, let's bounce around the edge of this door, take a shot, and then go back outside. Yeah.
All right.
There's too many people in the way. That's a 32 versus flat-footed EAC, though.
32 versus flat-footed is, of course, a hit. That is 26 points of fire damage. And
Imagining Auntie Nuna being like, sorry, I'm in the way, dear.
Oh,
No, you're not in the way. Everybody else is in the way.
Not you are. This crew of mercs are incompetent.
Maria,
So he's flat-footed now?
flat-footed and get him.
Okay. So Morales will say, okay, you should run now.
Maria, try to disarm Auntie Nuna from the creature.
I don't think it works that way.
The two will retreat back up the hallway.
And actually, to be fair, I looked into it. Inspiring boost. She can only inspire others, not herself. So can we say that? Oh wait, I already gave Gus some.
That was a previous day, I believe. Because remember, we had our robot fight. Then it's the next day.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Well, then have 17 points back.
I will
right.
not say no to that.
Gus. Sorry, it's Maria. Yep.
Yeah, the disarming someone who is grappled seems fun, but I'm worried about setting a precedent here. So leave it in your hands.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's not gonna work.
That's the right call.
Thank you.
Then Maria will entangle the big bad creature.
Okay.
All right.
That is going to be a miss.
Well, so 2 for get 'em, effectively 2 for flat-footed. Is that all? 1 for coordinated shot is +5, so 21 versus KAC.
21 versus its KAC, and you're factoring in flat-footed in that way that. It's KAC.
It's 2 of those 5.
That is going to be a miss.
Okay.
Yep. All right. So now we're on to Gus.
All right. Gus is going to allow his angel wing to disperse, and a spike as a swift action is going to shoot out of his palm, and he's going to attempt to jab it into this Shantak. And I am turning off deadly aim. I just want to make contact.
Yeah. Probably a good idea.
Submit. 27 versus KAC for 18 piercing damage, and a DC 17 fortitude save.
DC 17 fortitude save. This thing is pretty good at fortitude, but not when it rolls a natural 1.
Yay.
It got a 13.
Huzzah.
All right. It takes 2d6 damage immediately, and it needs to make that save every turn.
Right.
As nanites ravage its body, I've injected some of my nanites into it, and they're just ripping through capillaries and blood vessels.
I'm a good boy.
What he needs, though.
Leave my grandma alone!
Daros and Dalia have already moved up the hall, so now it's the Shantak's turn. The Shantak is not grappled, not entangled or any of that garbo. It is going to, let's see, it's got both of you grappled. So it's going to take 1 attack on both of you with its talons. First at Auntie, second at Gus. A 30 versus Auntie Nuna's KAC will do 22 slashing, and you are re-grappled.
Oh, Jesus.
And then I got a
Okay.
natural 20 on your boy Gus for a total of 39 points of slashing damage. Gus, and you are grappled.
One second.
You are pinned.
You said 29 damage or 39?
39.
39. Well, I'm going to... So 28 damage.
Right. 28, and the Shantak will make a fortitude save against your poison. Rolling, you won't believe it, another natural 1. So it'll take that 2d6 again, yes?
Yep. As nanites just rip into it.
Okay, that is a lot, and I'm glad that I got that crit on Gus. Auntie Nuna, it is your turn.
Oh, Auntie Nuna's down to 5.
Wait, Tom. Sorry, I'm super sorry. That was a critical hit. Cyto conversion. There's a chance that didn't happen.
Oh, snap. Go ahead, roll me Cyto conversion.
It happened. I'm sorry. I just wanted to...
All right, excellent. We continue on. Auntie Nuna.
Auntie Nuna is down to 5. Count of 5 HP. So I don't suppose I'd be able to use my Mark 1 Serum of Healing.
You can draw it and then administer it to yourself.
Okay.
As a standard. Draw it as a move, administer as a standard.
Yeah. Also, I don't know why that
8.
1d8. Thank you. Nuna doesn't need any healing potions, I think. She's never near the front lines, I think.
This is how Sloan almost died in book 1. Hello, we're here to. Oh shit!
Oh, flame!
I've got you next turn.
Flame,
Nuna.
unflame.
Yep.
5 points of healing back to Auntie Nuna, and we move on to Ketch.
He's frantic. He's sweating at this point. He sees Nuna within an inch of her life, and he aims through the scope and fires. Haha! 31 to hit the sucker.
Dang. All right. Roll me that beautiful bean footage, my friend.
Fully charged. Another 21 for a max 41 damage, fire damage to this guy.
41? All right. That fire damage connects with, we'll say, its shoulder, and it reels backwards and screams in pain. And, oh no.
The gun
It's
kind of like separates down the middle, and big jets of steam vent out the sides.
And it's Sloane's turn.
Yeah, I think this is over. Let's
Careful now, you're tempting the hubris fairy.
I am tempting the humorous fairy. Operative
That's
Death
handy.
Machine
Ah,
with
Sloane,
36 points of fire damage.
Sloane has managed to drop both of these things. Nick, please describe your kill for the second time this fight.
Jet, how does Sloane kill it?
You draw aim over Gus's struggling body, and you just saw him like punching holes in this thing with his spur. And as he pulls his fist back, you just happen to be like, bam, and you fire that shot, and that bolt just hits that chewed up piece of hide where that's been perforated so much, and it just goes deep, just burning it from the inside.
Riddled with bullet holes. Nanites sort of frothing from that spot where
the
Gus
nanites
stabbed it. It drops to the floor, and we will fade out on Captain Adalia, sort of limping back down the hall towards you all, and once again demanding, "Who the hell are you?" And
Well, that's a fun story, you see.
yeah, and we'll fade to black on Sloane spinning some bull flame, and. All
Note
right.
to self, make up good bull flame for next week.
Perfect.
Yeah, how rare that you get a whole week to come up with it.
3 weeks, isn't it? Or is it?
3 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, yes, we are going to go to a brief break as we get ready we switch things up behind the scenes and we get Leo all set for an interview with us. So don't go anywhere as we disappear for an interview with Leo Glass, author of book 2 of this AP, as well as managing editor at Paizo. So... everybody. We are in a shiny new slide because we have a friend of the show and writer of book 2, Leo Glass, managing editor and author of Fly Free or Die book 2, Merchants of the Void, all-around cool guy. Leo, welcome.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Yeah, it's good to have you. So,
It's always exciting when people actually want to talk to us. I mean, we like to talk to us, but it's
yeah.
kind of different.
Why wouldn't
We
I?
built the whole show around that for the last couple of years.
Yeah, so welcome to Non-Standard Action. You recently found us because we were running Merchants of the Void, and it was very cool of you to stop by. Like, that was really awesome when you stopped by in PaizoCon to Was it? No, it was. Yeah, it was during PaizoCon weekend.
Yep.
And he said hi, and I was like, "Oh my gosh,
Oh,
that's Leo Glass." So yeah, that was very exciting.
We writers and creators are like vampires. We soak in your tears, your fear, and all of your excitement. So honestly, I was kind of just like a narcissistic vampire watching.
You must have got
that I worked on, just soaking all that up. So
you must have got such a big jolt.
Thank you for giving me that.
You must have got such a big jolt when I took that crit from Renavia the Gentle.
Oh, I loved it. Loved it. It was fantastically. It honestly helped me write something I was working on that night. So yes, thank you for that. Way to take the damage.
It was great.
Yeah, it was. That was a great moment in that fight. And I guess as a reminder, I think I forgot to remind everybody, but I'm pretty sure Leo has listened through book 2, and that's it. So anything after the Com 93 fight, don't talk about book 3 and like all of Entha stuff and whatnot. He has not listened to that, so we don't want to spoil it.
But he has probably read the books.
Well, but he.
Yeah,
you know.
but we can't ask other questions. Like
Yeah.
one of the ones that we thought about before we spoke with you was what did our show do differently than you would have expected? Like what did we do similar? Where did we just kind of take a total left turn?
Sure. Well, the really cool part about the way that Jake Condro, the lead developer on Fly Free Die, structured the outline and the whole structure is it's really meant and kind of contrary in some ways to, like, you'll even notice small little differences. Other Starfinder APs talk about PCs like heroes or, calls them characters. Merchants of the Void and all of Fly Free Die call them the crew. And that's very, very intentional so that if you want to play with evil alignment and sort of more evil themes, if you want to play kind of with neutral PCs or with good, the way I think it's meant to be played with a cast of all of those, their parties in the crew, I think that's really where it shines. And so I think that as far as what you all did differently, frankly, I think it was set up so that you could do a lot of things differently no matter what way. I loved it when Sloan said, no, Reigen, this isn't going to work, and decided to take them out for taking out the Harlow Twins' prayer. I thought that was a huge highlight. But if you want to work with Reigen, and that, like, I've seen other parties just kind of negotiate with him and be like, yeah, you're an a-hole, but, do your thing. And I really love that. I love what happened with the Adamant Scale, because technically, if you wanted to hunt down Agumon and like pick him in, do that whole thing, you could, and you'd get paid. Estevar Farhart would be like, here's 50, go ahead. And I really enjoyed that. Was but I wanted to do that. Frankly, y'all
Leo, sorry to derail you. You're cutting in and out just a little bit, and I don't know.
Okay.
You were mostly understandable until that last little bit, and then all of a sudden it was Charlie Brown's parents.
Gotcha.
So it was.
I'll try to stay.
Yeah, I think that's better.
Man, we can't ask him things that get him excited, though.
I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You were around where we could turn in Agabana for money.
Yes. So yes, you could turn her in if you want. So as far as like what you did differently, I think that the AP presented challenges, frankly, to write, because it really was structured so that there was kind of a branching structure, and different parties could play it. But you were rogues with a heart of gold, is how I saw it, and I thought that that was pretty cool to see that play out that way. So,
yeah. And who doesn't like playing rogues with a heart of gold?
Right.
Maybe I've just watched too much Leverage and Burn Notice and all of those.
Or a
Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Or a nude shaved Minotaur with a heart of gold.
That was a choice.
That was a choice.
Gus is a series of choices.
I'm nothing if not eccentric in my choices.
Oh, okay. Here's something you did differently that scared me. When Gus got taken by the Holofang and was like taken down into the water in part 3, I was just sitting there going, get down there, please, because I wrote that creature and he's gonna die. Like, I was definitely freaking out.
Yeah. Yeah.
love it.
Prepping the Holofang, I was very worried about that as well. But then I was like, you know what? If anybody can take it, it's Gus. Gus, you're in the drink now.
I fully accept any death that comes Gus's way, because he's gonna leap into that death, like drill or plasma sword first. I fully intended for him to jump down on top of that thing before it grabbed me and sucked me inside it.
This dies. Sloan is gonna have very violent words with whatever kills Gus.
I think we all will.
Oh yeah.
There'll be an operative death machine who is unstoppable.
Yeah, but ever since that mining accident, Gus has just been looking for a way to end it anyways. It's all borrowed time.
I'll say this and only this. Watch out for book 6.
Oh,
Watch out for book 6. There is some nasty, as there should be.
I'm very excited for book 6. That's knowing what I know on the horizon about book 6. There's gonna be a lot of dips and turns and whatnot.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I know you and I have talked a little bit, Leo, about what I did differently on the GMing side, and namely in taking Tarika, which. My friends, Tarika was never written into the AP as somebody that was kidnapped. I just saw that you all loved her.
Evil jerk!
Evil.
Oh no!
that was just
Evil.
Tom is horrible. Just terrible.
If I had the Carnage symbiote from that brief era in the 90s, I'd send him through the internet at you right now to slap you.
Jake and I talked about that, and we thought that was too far. We thought it was too far to take Tarika, because I threw that out there. I was like, we could abduct Tarika, and Jake was like, yeah, it's pretty direct. And then I saw Tom. Oh no!
Oh, he went there.
It got real, and I
transition.
Yeah.
So, Leo, I am going to jump right into another question. As much as I enjoy talking about how devious I am, I love talking about myself. I'm not going to talk about me. Leo, you're the managing editor at Paizo. What does that do? What does that mean at Paizo? What are your roles there, or what's your job?
So I've worked at Paizo for about 3.5 years. I started actually as an editor. I had been an editor, a technical editor in grant writing for about 3 years before that. So I've worked, and I've had other editing jobs before then. So I've been an editor about 8 or 9 years or so, and a technical editor for about 7 of those, which there's a distinction that maybe we'll talk about, who knows. But anyway, I started at Paizo, really enjoyed it, I always wanted to work in games. I was an independent video game developer for a little bit in my career, so on the PC side, and so kind of wanted to go back into that. Have been a role-playing games fan for a long time, and said, you know what, I bet I could get hired. I have all the skills I need to be successful in that industry, and I got really lucky. The very first job I applied to was an editor job at Paizo, and Judy Bauer hired me, Eric Mona hired me, and here I am. So that was really, really cool and very validating. Then I went on to become a senior editor in my second year at Paizo, and then Judy ended up transitioning to a job at Wizards of the Coast and works there now, our former managing editor. Hi, Judy. We love you. We miss you. She went there, and I got promoted to managing editor. My responsibilities are I manage a team of 7 amazingly talented editors who work with the developers and designers to make Paizo products, obviously like Life Free or Die, or the Galaxy Exploration Manual, Starfinder products, Pathfinder products, etc. And our job is, a lot of people don't really understand what editors do in the games industry, so maybe I'll talk about that for a second too. But I'm primarily there to manage and direct the team, but I also edit just like everybody else. And a RPG editor is a lot different. And I say technical editor because it's our job. It's a very complex, I call it a generalized specialist position, because you really need to be able to know how to edit rules text. You need to have you have to have strong game knowledge, obviously, of how all the systems work, which, as you've all noticed, there are some very significant differences between Starfinder and Pathfinder 2. And so we are one of the only teams that work across all of the product lines as well. Most developers are either Starfinder or Pathfinder. So I kind of tease the developers sometimes that we know the systems better than they do. It's not true at all, but I tease them that we do, because we have to know all of our systems. So we have to have strong rules editing knowledge. We have to have strong grammar and spelling sort of editing ability, but we also edit for format. When you see those really nice, beautiful layouts where everything is copy fit correctly, that's because an editor went through a lot of times and just made sure everything on the page really fit exactly where it needed to go. Obviously, developers help with that and copy fitting too. And then we edit art, which is why I teased about the robot loincloths today, because we also try to make sure that art aligns with the canon. And then we have canonical editing, frankly, and sort of story editing and narrative editing. We are also stakeholders in the story. And so if something doesn't work, we'll cut it out, or we'll work with the developer to revise it. So editing is it's why when I get a lot of resumes, and I love getting resumes, but people will be like, hey, I'm a really good copy editor. Will you hire me? And I say, I'm sorry, if that's all that we were hiring for, yes, absolutely. But you need to be about 4 other things. Work on those skills and then we can talk. But yeah, it's a very generalized specialist position, but that's in a nutshell what I do.
A generalized specialist position.
Yeah, right. It's a weird. So it's kind of a BS justification just to say we have many hats, but yeah, we have many hats.
Well, no, yeah, that's a lot of. So you're basically there's the writers and then there's the editors, which are responsible for making everything sort of fit and make sense in the bigger picture.
Right. So there's the designers who work on the rules text. So they work on the core rule books and kind of the assistant sort of like splat books. Like Joe is the lead Starfinder designer and worked on the Galaxy Exploration Manual, which I have a copy of here. But then so they kind of come up with the palette or the canvas that we can play with. Then the developers like Jake, who worked on Fly Free or Die, they come up with the ultimate story sort of that an AP is going to tell. And then they work very closely with the editors. And they hire the writers. So the writers write the thing, the developer develops the thing, really kind of tries to make it sing, and then the editors are the last narrative touch, if that makes sense, on the document. And so honestly, developers and editors have a lot in common. It's just if you're focused on kind of like pre-production side of things versus post-production side of things, but there's a lot of overlap in the skills and abilities, and a lot of editors become developers, some developers become editors. It's a little interchangeable in that way.
Mm-hmm. Oh. It's interesting because that sounds a bit like the process for making comic books, like that editors are really important for, and they're very invisible in comics especially. Right. You mentioned that you're interested in comics. Is that something that you've ever thought about doing? Have you ever wanted to write for comics or edit?
Oh, if I got that shot, I'd take it in a heartbeat. But I'm very, very happy. Yeah, I'm very happy to be an RPG author right now. The Merchants of the Void, I've written smaller things. I've written for Organized Play a good amount, but my first standalone adventure was actually Merchants of the Void. So I just kind of cut my teeth, honestly. Okay. So I think I'm going to stay here for a while and see where it goes. But yeah, I mean, if somebody came calling, especially if I could work on like the Firefly comics or something, or if they did the Black Company by Glenn Cook, if they're like, hey, we want right Tom's face, I love it. If they did something like that, Ashley, my partner, asked me once. She's like, what's the property that if somebody came calling, you would it would be Black Company, like Glenn Cook. So if they wanted to do comics, I would be like, yes, please. Velvet, as we talked about.
Comics, though, right?
What's that?
Paizo has a few comics, right?
Yes, very true. We have very talented writers already for those comics, and Crystal Frazier, Eric Mona, etc. But yes, there are Paizo comics. Yep.
Awesome.
I haven't looked at. Are there Starfinder ones yet? I've seen the Paizo or the Pathfinder ones. I just haven't seen Starfinder.
There in Spiral of Bones, there are at the end of every Spiral of Bones comic, there are 4 to 8 pages of a Starfinder story that's Navatsi's ship using the Iconics that I believe Eric Mona wrote, and it's a really, really good story that's in the back of those. I don't know if there's anything standalone yet. There might be, and Eric might be watching this and going, Leo, you should be talking about this thing, but I don't know. But I know in Spiral of Bones, there's at least some Starfinder comics that are fantastic. I've read them all.
I'm writing that down because I did not know about that.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I'm interested in hearing if you said you were an indie game developer a while back. What anything we'd recognize that you worked on? Anything
nothing
interesting?
Nothing you would have heard of, Leif, because we tried to kickstart a game called Adopted, which was about exploring human relationships from the eyes of a dog. You were an adopted dog, and this was about the time the Oculus Rift came out, and so you played in kind of a animated art style, and you were the dog, and you went through the world. But these adults had real life, real adult problems, and using your sense of smell, you could kind of detect what they were doing, and then you could sort of use things that dogs do. Kind of my narrative as a writer on that game was, I wonder if dogs like selectively destroy things to bring people together, if they sort of like make mischief, or like sometimes I wonder, what do dogs know as sort of the secret agents of our lives, that can help us come together. So we made a prototype level. You could probably find that if you dug to our Kickstarter and play it. We did have a playable level that you could play through, but our Kickstarter, I'm a realist, maybe to a fault, so we didn't do the Kickstarter thing that some folks do, which is, hey, we'll take some money and get started. We asked for all the money we needed to actually produce it, and we got about 40% of the way there, which for a studio that had no real notoriety at the time, we did well. But I will tell you, that whole team, our animator now, I believe, is at Harebrained Schemes working. I'm obviously a writer and editor at Paizo. Our lead developer is at Infinity Ward and works on Call of Duty. So 3 of the 4 people on that team all went into the games industry, and we were all from Nebraska, a place where games are not. So I think it's kind of a testament to how amazing that team of people we put together was, frankly.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic.
That sounds
so
awesome.
yeah,
I would have absolutely played that game too. That sounds
that makes me think of the little Tumblr story, like from the perspective of dogs, we are elves, and we are their custodians, and then at the end of our life, they're kind of ours.
Yeah. I'm a little weird from other writers. I was just talking to Linda Zayas-Palmer about this, who's a fantastic Pathfinder and Starfinder writer and a fantastic manager and developer for organized play. Definitely check out her stuff. I was talking about her process, and it was so funny how different writers' processes sometimes can be, because for mine is really to start with just something that, like, what I would call a dilemma, that I want the players to explore, kind of a major dramatic question. And for Unforgiving Fire, a piece in there I wrote, it was about forgiveness and exploring self-forgiveness, but also that self-loathing that when we mess up, that sort of always will be there. And I don't want to have an answer. I think a good AP sort of doesn't have an answer. And I loved when you all, Simon, I'm going to call you out for a second. I loved when you were like, is this an allegory sort of for like the United States? Like, are the adamant scale, like, is this sort of like working in this way? And then I think it was Nick maybe or Sloan that was kind of like, no, she's just evil and we need to kick her ass or something. And I was just like, this is perfect. This is exactly what it should be. That yes, there might be something there that this is really about the way that politics and imperialism work and sort of kind of crush people down. Or it might not be about that, and it's all just, and it's subverted and can be kind of reader response. So anyway, I did want to say something about Tom's ending for book 2, because I thought it was brilliant. You all probably don't know because you haven't read it, but book 2 ends on a more macabre, grim note than your version. It actually, the way that I wrote it, was to end it with kind of the adamant scale covering everything up, and it going back to Agavana being blamed for what happens at Calm 93, and you not getting that payoff. But Tom sent me a message that was like, I think my players will latch onto that, and we will spend more and more sessions exploring that. And I need to move on to the other books. And I said, and I was open-minded. I was like, okay, I'll wait. I'll see how. And honestly, I thought it was brilliant. I thought it really worked for how it worked for you all, and it was cool to see Sloan kind of have that moment of relief of like, okay, cool, the world isn't as totally messed up as it could have been right now. There is a little bit of justice. And so the cynic in me kind of went, maybe I was being a little too pessimistic with that. So.
I 100% think
Crew
that
probably needed that a little bit, honestly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I 100% think we would have dug in and we would have just been undying enemies of the adamant scale.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, we would have
Undying enemies.
turned this into like vengeance, especially since they,
Took Tarika.
they got Tarika.
Yeah,
Right.
well, and Sloan still hasn't got, her vengeance against the stewards. Like, she doesn't need another big thing to fight.
Too much vengeance for one arc.
Well, and there was a real mechanical reason for that for me, because Jake often says kind of to all the AP authors, if you can find continuing the campaign arcs later, since this only goes to 13 and people often want high-level content, create situations that they might want to follow up on later. So honestly, I left it the way I did so that people could really dig in and engage maybe another cell later or something like that at higher levels when it's probably more appropriate. Because if you think about it, one very valid criticism of Merchants of the Void is that could Agavana at level like 5 really do some of the things she was doing effectively? I don't know, who knows? That's where the mechanics in the story kind of make weird things happen. But I said, yeah, she can. Let's do it, because I wanted to tell a cool story, and I love cool villains. And I will tell you, I'm hoping, Jake has teased me a little bit recently, but I'm hoping Merchants is not the last you see of the Adamant Scale. There are some rumors, perhaps, that down the road they will make an appearance. So I'm hoping they come back. And hopefully I'll be involved. But, there's lots of great Starfinder writers who could do them justice. So
I would love that. I don't know if you know this, but I'm a big fan of the Vescarium as a concept.
The Vescarium. I can't underline it enough.
Imperialism.
Well, yeah, okay. So I don't actually love the Vescarium. I'm just obsessed with stories about the Vescarium, if that makes sense.
I knew what you meant. I'm just poking fun.
I know, yes.
It's a very well-written backstory and everything and timeline.
And they're so badass. It's just like, oh man. So, but
they're
yeah,
very, like Cold War enemy type thing with the back worlds.
Yeah, like where we're still not quite certain. It's like going to the Vescarium is still a little questionable, but
as long as we have the Swarm, we are friends with the Vescarium.
Yes, exactly.
Well, and I love it too, Tom. I mean, that's kind of when Jake said, "Do you want to write a tour of the Vescarium? Like, do you want to explore that?" I said, "Yes, please, give me that." And I grew up on a farm too. I'm a rancher, honestly, by kind of the first 18 years of my life. And so when you're herding Defrexes, that's very inspired by that part of my life. I've driven cattle before. I know what that's like. I know what the challenges are when you're driving them in and it's actually based on a story. When I was 12 or so, my dad and I, we were in his pickup truck, and we came upon a mother cow, a heifer, and her calf, and the calf was stuck. I believe it might have been the calf or the mom. I'm not sure what I remember, but I know one of them was stuck in a sand pit pretty much and couldn't get out. And my dad did the thing where, okay, let's put the log chain around the cow gently, and an animal is fighting you, right, as you're trying to help it, but it's not just going willingly, and you can't communicate. And I really tried to capture that with that scene from part 2. And so it was really fun to just kind of write. They always say writers should write what you know. There's a lot of things that I know in this book, so I got to share that with everybody too.
I love it. I guess I had assumed that that was all fiction, not necessarily from real life. So cool.
Yeah, that's funny. That would not be the thing that. Well, of all of them, I guess that would be one of the things. You probably don't have much experience carting 50 tons of necrografts through space.
No, he could have been
killing a whole cruise of people.
He could have been a trucker at some point.
Yeah, could have been a trucker.
Well, Jake's dad, while he wasn't a truck driver, worked, I believe, in the steel industry for 30 years. And if you follow Jake on Twitter, you might have seen recently, Fly For Your Die has been doing really well. Jake's been talking about it. So thank you, fans, for buying Fly For Your Die and supporting it. Thank you all for running it so that people buy it and showing and people live through your play and become fans of you as well. So thank you, because you help support us in that. But Jake, that he wrote his original idea for Fly For Your Die that he pitched to Rob, the creative director of Starfinder at the time, was really an homage to his father. He said, I really want to honor the working. A lot of this stuff is personal. I don't think people realize it and I think that's why the writing's good, frankly, is because writers and developers are going from, okay, cool, I know this thing that's very intimate to me. How can I explore it through the game and through the mechanics and still make it a Starfinder story? That my outline said that the PCs needed to deliver something, and Jake's mistake in part 1 was to leave that something up to me, because I said necrographs. Let's deliver necrographs, and he's like, "We should call this Merchants of Death, Leo. There's so much undeath in this book." And I was like, "Well, the void is sort of a metaphor," and I tried to write or justify it, and he's like, "Yeah, whatever, fine." But
that was what I loved about Merchants of the Void for the whole thing, was like a lot of it was sort of presented as, okay, you're going to ship 50 tons of necrographs, and necrographs, they're black hearts that were carved out of these people that died. Carved is a macabre word, but they were crafted from the loss of this ship. That's horrible, but you're bringing them to Vesk 2 in order to save all of these Ijtikri and stuff. So you take the job and you realize, oh, okay, there's more than one side to this coin, and the same with Agavana and stuff like that. So I really liked all of the sort of don't judge a book by its cover subplots in this one. I really liked that.
I will say
for good moral gray area. Sorry, go ahead.
No, so I was just going to say, I will say, I have admittedly not played as many APs as you all, but I have listened to an epic amount of them, and I'm loving Fly Free or Die so much. 1, because I'm actually getting to play, and 2, because it's not, we're the big damn heroes to save the universe. I love the fact that it's like, we're space truckers, we've got wrapped up into some kind of big things, and, we've kind of got a big corporation, this amorphous entity that we don't like and we kind of want to snub the nose of all the time. But it's fairly grounded, and I love that, and I hope we get more APs like that.
It is a lot of fun, yeah. It's an absolute pleasure to play this.
I've actually been surprised that we haven't run across a world-ending thing. So with Extinction Curse, there's you get the two books with a pretty heavy focus of the circus, and then you find out that the world's ending, and then you kind of do less circus stuff and do more world-saving stuff, and that hasn't happened here.
Yeah, I'm loving it. Yeah. Loving it.
Yeah.
This is a personal story. This is a Fly Free or Die. I won't spoil it, Simon, but you're probably not going to see too much of that necessarily. What you're going to see instead is we're going to tell Sloane as the captain. We're going to tell her story and all the people that support her, and we're going to see how Sloane deals with, as the captain of the severance package, how Sloane deals with all of the challenges that somebody who manages a company of merchants in the Starfinder universe would have to deal with, and the ethical concerns and the moral concerns, and what does revenge look like? What does triumph look like? So we really wanted to. We kind of looked at the magnifying glass, and Jake's pitch for this was beautiful to me. I kind of narcissistically heard it over the cubicle wall, messaged Jason Keeley because I thought he was handling it at the time, and said, "I want to write for that. Please consider me to write for that." And it was Jake working on it, and Jake sent me a message back, and we just talked for a little bit, and I was like, "Okay, I want to write more for that. Please choose me." And I was very lucky that he did. It's very much, Firefly is a personal story, right? When you think about it, even the movie is a little bit more larger problem, and I hinted at it with the Adamant Scale, and you'll definitely see some of that through book 4, 5, and 6 a little bit. But still, I'm curious to talk to you later after 6 and be like, okay, so this is different. What did you think of that? The microscope turned up times 2,000 on your characters kind of story.
Yeah. Now, speaking of this, sorry.
I was just gonna say, I don't want to preempt anything, but maybe we should have you back at the end of book 6 then.
Yes.
Or Jake. You all should talk to Jake too. I know he'd love to. Jake has been doing a developer series on Fly Free or Die. If you have followed that on YouTube, if you haven't, you should. And I'm sure Jake would love to come on and talk to you about all 6 books too. So
Absolutely.
Great.
Why not both?
He's been great about answering. I know Jet's got something, but on Jake, he was really good when I started running this. Simon came to me with a certain change for the AP, and I asked Jake about like, hey, would this throw things off? And so that started a whole chain of like, oh well, this is going to be coming down the road, and that's going to. But you're good. Good luck. Have fun. And he's, like again, it just comes down to everybody at Paizo is so approachable and friendly and like nice to talk. You all are just very passionate about your products, as is evidenced by having Leo here in the flesh. Or in the video.
Well, we're you, right? Like that's what I love about working at Paizo, and I mean, I really see it modeled every day. Is like we're playing our games too. We care about our games. We're also playing other people's games. Like we're passionate about tabletop role-playing games, and it's just really fun. Like I feel like I'm sitting here right now with just people who love our hobby. It's not like, oh, I'm being interviewed. You know what I mean? And like that's why we do this, which is super fun. So.
Yeah. Jet, I don't know if it's still prevalent.
I mean, sort of, and it's a little bit silly. But you were talking about how you were writing from life. Do you have any zoologists or archaeologists on the team? Because I would love a Jurassic Park themed AP.
So there's a not to spoil anything, since it sounds like y'all are playing Extinction Curse, but I think there's a volume of Extinction Curse that gets a little Jurassic Parky. We'll say.
Yeah.
Okay,
real far into it.
Yeah.
But I want Starfinder.
John Compton, though, is who comes to mind, has a extensive archaeologist background, and a lot of his writing, frankly, reflects that. So if you're interested in that type of thing, I would encourage you to look at the Age of Ashes volume that John wrote. I would encourage you to look at multiple things that John wrote. And yeah, I mean, we're all... There are different sort of perspectives that every writer brings to the table. I mean, I look at Eleanor Farron and her extensive sort of like folklore background. I mean, she has this small folklore library sitting on her desk. Before we all worked from home because of lockdown and everything, I used to just kind of do a tour of all the desks to see what was there, because we all kind of pull from things. And she has this amazing folklore library, just a few books, but it's just sitting there. And I, a few times would be like, hey, can I look at this? Or because it's just cool to see what people's interests are. And so, yeah, I would look at Eleanor. I mean, Eleanor kind of famously created Strawberry Machine Cake and Star Sugar Heart Love and that whole thing, which is brilliant. And John has written a ton of wonderful things. So yeah, I'd take a look at those. There's a lot of folks at Paizo who have varying degrees of disciplines that influence their work. Obviously, I brought my sort of country bumpkin, working class sort of perspective to this. You mentioned gray area earlier and what that looks like, Leif, and I will say that for us, this AP is all about the gray. I want, like, it's, number one is called We're No Heroes for a reason. Like, it's, I loved the idea that when I was sitting down to write this, I was like, oh, they don't have to solve things in a heroic fashion. If you just want to get an implant from Rag & Bull and go about your day, get the adrenal gland because we're just doing business and we're out. But if you want to blackmail Reagan, you can. If you want, if you want to steal from him, it's written that you can just kind of sneak in, steal. Obviously, it's a lot of flesh to sort of steal, but you could lock him in the cooler or something, I suppose, make the necrographs and leave. You can do it however you want, which is how I think volumes should be written. And that was really a credit to Jake's development that we got there. But anyway, sorry, I answered your question and then some. But
that's what I love about this AP. Again, I keep gushing about it, and this is the only one that I've run for the show. But this particular crew of players, love you all. We love going off book. Like, oh, what if I do this? What if I zag? And it's like, no, but that's not written. But it is written now. It is. Like, I loved going into book one. I was like, okay, so you're going to get this choice. Choose either way, right? Like, because peek behind the curtains, we tell each other occasionally, like, hey, you're going to have, in vague terms, this decision coming up. So think about that. And I could tell them freely, hey, go either way. I have both prepped. like the truck chase or the rather siding with the rebellion or the hobgoblins.
Yeah,
stuff
Liz,
like
I
that.
mean, to your question, if you all had decided in part 3 of my book that you wanted to just turn Agavana in, you would have fought Charity and Agavana right there, and had that fight rather than the starship combat that you had with the Vescarium. And so it was really cool to be able to. Again, my video game background really helped me for this because I know how to write branching arcs and how to bring them back together. And we needed branching diamonds a lot in this AP, which is you come to a point, you come to a bisection, you come back to the same point, the story continues. And sometimes, as Tom noticed probably in part 1, it was more like a quadrisection where it branched out to 4 possible points or 5. And the beauty of role-playing games is it's kind of an infinite amount of nodes depending on how the GM really wants to play it, because sometimes the PCs will be like, I want to do something else, and those are the beauty, the real beautiful moments. But as a writer, it's my job to help Tom and other GMs think about that and say, okay, what are I try to cover like the 80% in my head. Is I go, okay, what are the play styles that people are going to bring to the table? How would I solve that problem? How do I think players would solve that problem? And then if I give Tom a roadmap, even if the player solution isn't on that roadmap, he's probably got something he can utilize when he thinks about it. And that's really what a writer should do, in my opinion. And a developer takes that and then just tweaks and hones and tries to multiply the writing to make it sing even more than it did in its first turnover. So
I will defend us a little bit, Tom. We do tend to ask you if this decision is going to send things so far off the rails it's bad.
Yeah.
But I
You just stopped because you kept telling us it's okay this time.
Well, you do, and I love that. However, it doesn't, it never feels good for the GM to have to be like, nah, you know what, back off, guys, cool it, don't go that way, right? Like, running into the invisible wall in the video game. So, like, I want you all to be able to do whatever the pronk you want, because
It's fine, but the invisible wall is there for a reason. Like, you can't afford to spend your whole
you guys
week
whined
wearing
about
nothing.
the plot armor on the door. It signals screams an awful lot.
that was
I mean,
crazy plot armor.
Well, also, Tom, we do need those invisible walls a little bit for this show specifically because it's a show.
Yeah.
If we were playing by ourselves, we'd probably be more likely to be like, yeah, no, we're doing this weird thing and going 90 degrees off to the side here.
We are literally going to go start our own business because there are rules for that now, and we can.
Which I love.
You and
The
your
galactic
plot.
trade stuff.
Can I ask y'all a question? So I want to kind of know as players, and I mean, I've been super impressed, I'm not going to neg any other podcasts out there or live plays, but I've been super impressed with your Starfinder knowledge and your engagement and your ability to, I mean, it's really cool to see players know the rules to help the GM along sometimes too. And I've seen that a lot with you all. And so what are, as people who love Starfinder, clearly, at least that's how I took that, as you love our game, and because of that you want to know the game, where do you want to see Starfinder go? If you were giving advice to me as a writer or somebody who edits and helps, what do you want to see next? What excites you about Starfinder, and what if you could kind of add something to the world, what would you add? Obviously Tom would put something in the Vescarium probably, but
I guess one thing that I love in speculative fiction is when systems arise because two or more things are working in tandem.
Mhm.
So, I love it when you've got, well, for instance, when you've got two races that are symbiotic and have to work together, and what it's like for them to encounter, races where they don't have to work together for that sort of thing. Or when you've got two very different responses to the same environment. That's one of my favorite things.
Very cool.
You joke, Leo, but I would love to see the Traffidoy paradox someday. I think that would be really, really cool.
I can't remember. I feel bad because you talked about us knowing things, but I cannot remember the name of it. But the river flowing through the diaspora, something very heavily involved in the diaspora and like small communities in the asteroid belt there, that would be amazing.
I love it. I love it.
And as far as mechanics go, like I think TechRev's going to answer a lot of my things, and the only other thing would be like a tweak to cantrips so that it functions a little bit more like Pathfinder 2e.
Yeah, magic has been kind of I wouldn't say a bummer.
It's more Starfinder's more science than science fantasy at this point, it feels like.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I mean, and I don't mind that, but I remember trying, like, it was great playing Adelaide.
Which one?
Partly because of the way that I could just, like, be silly with the way that her magic was working. When I tried to be more mechanical with magic with Mouse, it was a lot harder. But I'm sorry, I cut Nick off.
I was just gonna say, after playing Pathfinder 2, our magic system in Starfinder is just like, why?
Like,
yeah,
I haven't been super quiet about it. I'm like, 5 to 10 years, maybe we'll get Pathfinder 2e and it'll be the 3-action system, and it'll be amazing.
You mean Starfinder?
Starfinder, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, part of that's just the evolution, right? Of like just the timing of releasing Starfinder in 2017, I think. And then Pathfinder 2 in 2019, and having this really cool system sort of evolve, and then sort of still being in that Pathfinder 1 3.75 sort of derivative system with Starfinder. I have the same moments. Like I play both systems, and I mean, yesterday I was running Starfinder, and I was like, oh, well, just stride and then step and then attack, like then strike. And Vanessa, who's a fantastic Starfinder writer and Pathfinder writer, kind of looked at me and was like, Leo, you're doing the thing again. And I was like, oh, you're right. Okay, yes, take a standard action for that, move action for that, swift action for that. And, so we all know that's there too. And, duly noted. I hear you.
As we like to call it.
I absolutely love all of the lore for Starfinder. That's as much as I like the 3-action system in Pathfinder 2e, and I like Pathfinder, and I like playing in that world, like Starfinder.
We've talked about that, how like we wish we could play Starfinder lore with Pathfinder 2 rules, because we like, who doesn't like the 3-action system, and to beat that dead horse a little more, the spellcasting. And because I play a wizard in Pathfinder 2, and it's crazy. But I echo that.
Beautifully streamlined. Big shout out. Lots of kudos to everybody who worked on Pathfinder 2, because it's,
Yeah.
That was so quick funny story there is I was in my second day on the job, right? So I told you I've worked there 3.5 years, and I had just said to my friend, because he asked me, do you think Pathfinder's going to do a new edition? And I had no idea. And I was like, no, I really don't. Pathfinder 1 seems to be doing fine. It'll be okay. I get there on my second day, and Judy turns to me and goes, hey, Leo, there's this thing called terrain. And I'm like, what's terrain? And she's like, oh, it's our new edition of Pathfinder. I'd like you to make a character in it and see if you can poke any holes. Because we use code names for things, so that if fans ever heard us accidentally say, oh, I'm working on terrain, they'd be like, what's that? And we use terrain because we sell map packs. So we'd be like, oh, that's a map thing. Don't worry about that.
That's funny.
And it was a way to not violate our NDA if people slip up. I don't think anyone did, honestly, but it's there to help in case. But I was surprised that there were as few leaks, honestly, as there were, because I was new to the industry, and I was like, oh, I don't know how that all works. But yeah, it was pretty cool to see. But yeah, it was my second day. I had just edited the Pyrogeist on my first day. I remember I edited the Pyrogeist of one of the bestiaries, the later bestiaries for 1E. That was the very first creature I'd ever edited professionally as an editor. I edit the Pyrogeist, I ship it out, I say, hey, what's next? And Judy says, oh, make a character in this new edition and see if you can poke any holes in it, look at the writing, see if there's anything that you don't like. It's just a first draft. I don't want you to edit it, but I do want you to kind of see, because I've ran something I haven't talked about much, is I've ran probably over 50 different game systems. And one of the things that I think Judy hired me for and Paizo hired me for is the fact that I continue to be a very good usability tester and editor. Because of that, I can kind of look at something pretty well and say, oh, this is easy to run. I also run these games, and I think GMs It's helpful when editors and developers are also playing and running our games, because then we can look at, and it seems kind of weird to say that, but there are professionals who work in this industry who don't often, or not often, but who don't always play some of those games. We try as the editing team to make sure everybody's playing Starfinder and Pathfinder to make sure they understand the mechanics, but there's only so much time, and it's a very deadline-driven, fast industry. So,
Indeed.
Definitely.
Well, something I'd like to see, coming back to your question for us.
Yeah, please.
Something I'd like to see added would be maybe some more higher level content, more like 13 to 20 EPs. Definitely love the idea of reaching that level 20, but never actually got there. But I understand you guys have like one AP out. What's that one called again?
Devastation Arc.
Devastation
Arc, which is super cool and written by some amazing people. Jenny Jarzabski's volume, I'm blanking what it's called right now, but you should check out Devastation Arc if you want really good writing, in my opinion. It's very well written. It's very exciting. I feel like the people on that were hired are just fantastic authors, and Jason Keeley is a outstanding developer. And so anyway, yeah, I highly recommend Devastation. But yeah, we hear you. Honestly, like you're not the only person to have said that, for sure. And I think
the one.
Yeah, it's always a challenge when I've heard Eric talk about it. It's hard to make sure we're getting people who want high level content what they want, but also putting enough lower level content out there that we're engaging a new player base. So there's always that, because a new player who sees a 13th level AP is going to go, oh, I'm never going to get there. So I don't know that I want to buy this. So it's, there's give and take. But
the rest of the cast is more mechanically inclined than I am. I tend to be like, oh yeah, that's right. We're probably going to get to that level, aren't we?
You have to buy items, Liz.
Oh, do I get to beat this level? Yeah.
Yeah.
For my part, probably that. As you may have noticed if you've watched our past season, I really like the weird races. So I've been hoping to get more content about Avalon and learn about the first builders and really dig into how the society there works and the two factions there. We got a little bit of that in Dawn of Flame, because the first builders also built some of the bubble cities in the sun, but I kind of want more of that.
Oh, man, Dawn of Flame went places. It really did.
Oh,
Flame
yeah.
was great.
Yeah.
Well, it's we're gonna do it in the sun. I think
surprise. There's also great old ones.
Mm-hmm.
That was all I wanted. I wanted evil elder gods and to know what was up with the sun, and then that was over, and then I wanted Firefly. I am a happy camper.
Yeah,
indeed.
Nice.
Now we need more Zoe.
Yes.
There is a good amount of Zoe in organized play. So if you're looking for Zoe, that's a great place to go for Zoe. Simon, I was going to say, yeah, right. Zoe's amazing. I think John. I'm not sure who created Zoe, but I know John Compton loves tweaking Zoe and using Zoe when he worked on the OP team. He's since moved now as a Starfinder senior developer, but when he was on organized play, John would always be like, can we use Zoe? I want to use Zoe. And I would hear him talk about that a lot. But Simon, I wanted to say, have you seen Planishar in Alien Archive 4? Because I wrote Planishar, and when you were talking about the Anacytes and Avalon, I said, I wonder, because I love interjecting villains into the canon. I mean, that's where the Adamant Scale came from. Because I remember sitting at a Starfinder creative team meeting once and going, why don't we have more Darth Vaders? Not to steal from Lucasfilm, but we need more big. I mean, Tom called them mustache twirling big bad evil folks, but yes, I think that we need more of that, more threat. There's a lot of great lore, as you all said, and Near Space is my favorite book because it explores some of that, but there's still room for more evil, I think, and more threat. And the Planishar was kind of my answer to that if people wanted to go there. It's a higher level answer to that. But I said, what if there was a First Ones experiment? And I can't remember the name of the book that theorizes there was a two-dimensional It's sort of like a two-dimensional species, and they're on a Mobius strip. They live on a Mobius loop, pretty much. That is an inverted kind of. If you take a long strip, like twist it and then tape it together. That's and what would a two-dimensional creature look like? And I pitched that to Joe Pacini, the lead designer on Starfinder, and he said, "Yeah, write a 2D creature and tie it to Avalon, to Anacytes." So there's a lot of you're onto something there. I think that I pitched that to Thirsty for maybe some other content for modules down the road. I think somebody could really explore Anacyte culture in a cool way.
What was it? Planet Shar?
Planashar is page 80 of the
You
Alien
gave
Archive
Thirsty
book.
a
I'm looking at it right now.
two-dimensional horror and said, "Run with it." Oh God,
I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it
Nothing
now,
horrible's gonna come out of
Leo.
that. It's gonna be fantastic.
And Convergence Protocol. What the heck?
We must assimilate everyone into a two-dimensional being. We will make you all 2D. I wanted to do Anacyte Borg. I wanted to do. We're going to come to the third dimension, which is sort of another kind of type of planar problem, right? Like there's the material plane and the great beyond, but what about dimensions? If you've ever read what's the Three Body Problem by Susan Liu, I believe, or I'm butchering their name, and I apologize to fans out there. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but the book is masterful, and it talks about what would happen. The whole premise, without spoiling, is that there are creatures that live in another dimension that is beyond our third dimensional realm, and folks on Earth figure it out and try to help them kind of with a problem that they have. And I drew very heavily from that in this other book that I'm blanking on the name of, and then Star Trek and the Borg, and said, yes, let's mesh it all together and have dimensional creatures that want to assimilate the third dimension into 2D. Yes, Convergence Protocol was one of my favorite abilities I think I've ever written, easily.
And looking at the page 81 art, it looks like something Simon would want to play.
Yes, it really does. Man.
Yeah, I mean, let's see, mildly malevolent and squishy. I think definitely it calls out to Simon.
I love it when Marioth is like, "We want to do this." I think honestly, you all do a fantastic job playing your characters, and I'll gush about you for a second. Honestly, I've really enjoyed. I love all of you. I probably have a special place in my heart for Auntie Nuna the most, because I personally want to see more ass-kicking women who are older than 30 in RPGs, and that's something that's very important to me. It's why I wrote Nemlith the way I did. Like I wanted Helen Mirren with a hand cannon and a burning hand on the other side, because I love witch warpers. But I really wanted to. I think the art order I gave to Jake was something along the line. And obviously Jake writes the art orders, but we can give suggestions. And I said, if it's not Helen Mirren, a hilky Helen Mirren with a short mohawk and a hand cannon, I'm going to be disappointed. And they delivered. I thought it was fantastic. And then obviously Jinx, and writing Jinx as a deaf character. I have a friend who's an audiologist and specifically works with deaf people, and I learned a ton. I was like, I think writing the other is not the other. I don't want to be diminishing in any way, but writing people who are not like ourselves is very important. And I use the term writing the other because of the very good book out there by Nisi Shaw, I believe, about how to do that well. And we pulled a lot of it from that on the editing team. And I will say that we need more representation and inclusivity in speculative fiction. And the only way that we're going to do that is, one, hiring more people who have different perspectives and including more people. And then two, those of us who have voices like my own. I mean, I identify as a pansexual white male, and I will say, I want to take my voice as someone who has privileges in the industry and in life and try to amplify other voices. And so for me, Nemlith was important, and Auntie Nuna really reflects that. So, and I love Gus because of who I am as a country person, and having a cow who is interfaced with technology is amazing. But honestly, the interplay between Ketch and Sloan is really cool too, with the sort of like ASMR tiefling thing going on, and again, that the rebels with a heart sort of thing. It's cool. But yeah, but then all of that and just watching. But you've also got Marioth just trying to figure out the world in all of that. So anyway, thank you for that gift. I will say I cried. I was sitting with my partner, and I guess I'll say this on stream. I cried like a baby because the first time I'd ever heard anyone thank me for writing something was actually on your stream. Which is, you do your wonderful kudos and thank you at the end. And it was the very first one I listened to of you, and my partner and I finished it on our couch listening to it. And I heard that, and we both just cried, and it was really cool to have that moment. So I feel very connected to you all, obviously as a fan because of that. So thank you. Because
I'm looking over at Tom's face, and he's almost gonna cry.
But that's you've touched me as you've touched my heart as well in that way, and I just wanted to say thanks because it's really cool to see you all explore the universe kind of through your characters. So
thank you, Leo. I don't know what to say. It's a wonderful story. It's a wonderful universe that we get to explore, and I 100% agree with you on the need for more representation, and I think Starfinder is a great avenue to do it through.
That's one of the. Oh, please go ahead, Leif.
I was just saying, honestly, this stream and TTRPGs is a big factor in what helped a lot, if not all of us, get through this last year with our sanity at least somewhat intact. So I don't think we can put into words how much we appreciate you guys and the content you create.
Thank you.
And I think that
okay. Go ahead.
Oh,
please,
I think that Starfinder is also a pretty good setting to experiment with. Not just, and I think part of it is that you're playing aliens, and you're playing aliens in such a rich environment that you can find a way to create a character who's, okay, I want to play a badass old lady, and I guess she'll be Kasatha. And what I tend to do is I'll have like a character concept, and they'll be like, okay, guys, help me make this character actually kind of productive, So then I'll get like, okay, well, you could play a featherlight human and get, and this will help you get your stats thing. And then I go from there. So like the idea of Adelaide being a big fraud, kind of, she was always going to be a big fraud. But when we figured out, okay, she's a featherlight human, then, she's from like the middle of nowhere. And, or Auntie Nuna, well, I won't get into her backstory, but yeah. And then other things just completely pop up out of nowhere, like making Auntie Nuna be trans. Like, yeah, that makes sense. I think she should be. Yeah. So, and it's the kind of play where you're not penalized for making those kinds of choices either. It only opens avenues, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Bouncing back briefly, I'll say more noir information, please. Please and thank you. I've always loved Minotaurs, and now I get to play a Minotaur effectively. And then to your representation matters. Yes, 100% yes. I loved that Jinx was deaf. And the cover art for the Horizons of the Vast, I about lost my mind when I saw the NPC that I cannot wait to meet on the cover of that.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Goodness, yes.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, and I did want to comment and Tom knows the story because we talked about it, and not to make things too emotional, but like for me, this was my first larger adventure, as I said, and I was late in turning it in, much to Jake's chagrin. I was kind of running behind, and because it's a lot of work, as you might imagine. And as I was working on it, unfortunately, my best friend, one morning, I get a phone call from another good friend of mine. My life is a little bit like I just lost the show with like the 430 something friends. The How I Met Your Mother. My life is a little bit like How I Met Your Mother. In that I've got these great adult friends that are very, very close, and there's a group of 4 of us that have just been through a lot together. And one of the group of 4 actually passed away as I was writing this volume. And obviously we're in lockdown, and Adani Samor, who hires you for a job, is actually an anagram of Diana Ramos, my best friend, who we lost while I was writing this. And I will say, in addition to lockdown, this was an opportunity to write that. But then watching you all play, it was just really cool because I went, Diana would love to see this right now. Diana, like when you're fighting in that barn, and like you were even kind of protecting Carm and her husband Mark. Notice I shortened his name to Carm. Well, that's an anagram for Mark too, to do a little shout out for him. But you were defending my friends, kind of, in a way, right?
Oh.
Because you write what you know, and it was kind of cool to watch you fight those Stridermanders and be like, we gotta help, we gotta keep them alive. And so thanks for that gift. I wanted to share that with you, that family's important, obviously, as Jet, excuse me, Jet hugs his daughter, and family's important, and Diana is my family, and I just wanted to say thanks, because I know it's indirect, but that's what storytelling does, right? We sort of connect to our own situations, our own struggles and triumphs through storytelling. And so it was kind of cool to just see you all. And I'm watching a couple different podcasts, but I just really I think you are brilliantly connected to all of your characters. And I think in that way you're thinking not just, oh, how can I make a good stream, but what would this character do? And that's really fun to watch. And I think you gave me a gift in that way. So thanks, Tom, and thank you all for that, because that really that keeps me writing. That makes me want to, we're very blessed to work in the games industry, but I think, as most people will tell you who work in games, it is a very high-paced, difficult industry sometimes to work in. Can be challenging. There's a lot of work to do. I don't think I've ever worked harder in any job I've ever had than this one. Now, I love my job, but we work very hard, and it's just those little moments like this that help us keep going. I go, yeah, I should write something else, because look at what they did with part 2. That's awesome. I should keep going.
I will 100% say, yes, write more. We loved it.
Thank you.
Yeah. So 2 quick questions before I think I don't want to keep y'all too long, but
Sure.
2 quick questions before we close out here. Who, since we've been talking about NPCs, who is your favorite NPC from book 2? And why is it Carmelar Gravender?
so
he's my favorite NPC from book 2. It's really
Oh,
hard to
and
choose.
you did him so much justice, Tom. I loved, and Carm, to me, I have a friend, I guess I can call Jim out. So I have a friend, Jim, and Jim's part of this collective of How I Met Your Mother friends. And I love Jim because everything that could be like a small sentence, could be like 4 words, is like 20. Right, and Jim is fantastic because of that. And I said, how can I infuse that? And so that's why Carm is like, hi, Despot Kahan, for the good of the Viscarium, let's do this and come help me. When all he really needs to say is, there are predators threatening our ranch. Please help us get these other predators to scare them off. And that's what Adani does. It's like, oh my, you're just going on. And I wanted all of these characters to have their. To have that. I will say, for me, Goog, Rattlesnarp, and Fleagrebe, who I'm happy to see that you've given a home, are very dear to my heart, because do you know where they came from? They actually came from Dead Sons, because I ran Dead Sons, and there are those 3 goblins that you find on that first ship. And I named mine. I actually named them for my players. I named them Fleagrebe, Rattlesnarp, and Michael, because I'm weird and cynical, and I was like, Michael the Goblin just sounds funny. And of course, when I write for Starfinder and Paizo, I can't have anyone named too close to modern names. So Michael the Goblin wasn't going to fly. I pitched it to Jake. He said, name him something else. So I came up with Goog. But those Fleagrebe's voice, or Rattlesnarp's voice, and Goog's voice really came from Dead Sons. And then there will be nothing I write for Starfinder that doesn't have Skittermanders and goblins in it. Frankly, I run at PaizoCon. I haven't, obviously, through lockdown, but once we get back there, I'm pretty notorious. If you ever attend PaizoCon, I invite you all to come sit down at my Skittermanders versus Goblins snowball fight adventure that I run, where you start with a snowball fight, and it's based on the holiday cards that Paizo uses, where people are throwing magically infused snowballs and like polymorphing each other into terrible things. And so there's all these magically infused snowballs, and then there's a kind of a grand adventure with an ice dragon that you get off into. But it's a wonderfully fun thing that I run just to answer the question. Those 3 goblins are probably my favorite, with Carm, and obviously Adani, because of her connection to Diana, is very important to me. As far as as far as villains, Renovai is just fun. I wanted her story. I don't know if it came out but her sort of story is that her mentor, who brought her into the Adamant Scale, constantly did the thing that I see unfortunately happens to people who aren't men sometimes, who are or don't identify as male, is that they're thought of as weak for no reason, or thought of diminished, or constantly sort of like put in a box that doesn't fit them. And she took that and said, fine, I'm going to take your abuse for a while, then I'm going to harness it into power and kill you and take your position. And that's really her story. And that's why she calls herself Renovia the Gentle. And so I kind of wanted to kind of stick it to the oppressors, I guess, a little bit, and kind of say, hey, and that makes you ask a question too. Is Renovia evil? Or is she just a sort of sort of victim of trauma like the rest of us? But anyway, that's a conversation for another day. But
quick question about Renovia. I'm so sorry, Tom. You said there was an answer about the lack of Renovia art.
Oh, yes. Okay. And it's all my fault. So I'm going to put it out there. No, it is. It is. Okay. It's okay. I'll own it. And it really is. When Tom said that, I was like, oh, I did this. Okay. So Merchants of the Void was supposed to be what's called a picaresque adventure. It was supposed to be 4 really disconnected merchant stories with no through line whatsoever. I couldn't handle it. I'm just going to be straight up. I didn't like that. I loved most of the outline, but I will tell you that as I've played many Starfinder adventures and I've ran now two AP volumes, I will say that I struggle sometimes with what I call middle volumes that I don't feel like give a payoff at the end or create connectivity throughout. And I was really worried we were going to do that with Merchants. So I sat Jake down. We were in the conference room at Paizo because this was before lockdown. And I said, hey, I have an idea. I want part 3 to give them a choice that puts this big bad organization out into the universe, but they're going to have no idea whether or not it's a story or whether it's true. Like I'm not gonna give them any indication of what it is, and they still have to make this choice just based on do they want to get paid or do they not, and I'll let them believe them. But then I want to bring that organization into part 4, and instead of having a Veskarium attaché, which is how the outline was written, have this really terrifying, very pro-nationalism, pro-empire, pro-imperialism, even to the point of subverting the Veskarium government from the inside organization. And it's scary and terrifying and mirrors our own problems in our own society, but I wanted to do it for that reason. And Jake, to his credit, went, yeah, do it. Let's go. So anyway, sorry, long story short, that wasn't in the original. If you think about that, if a writer interjects something at the very end, there was no art ordered at that time that I thought of that plot line. There was no art ordered for anyone Adamant Scale at all. It was not supposed to be there. And Jake was like, okay, I know what I'll do, and managed to get at least the Adamant Talons represented. But Renovia the Gentle, her art is actually in the Pawn set, which I don't believe is out. I think it comes out in July. But Jake, because he's an extremely talented developer, said we're going to get Digit, because Digit got cut for similar reasons. We're going to get Digit. We're going to get Ghoul, who was the skeleton hound you fought that accompanies Creech. And we're going to get Renovia, as well as some other NPCs that were cut from other volumes. We're all going to get them in the Pawn Collection. So I've seen Renovia's art. She looks terrifying, and it's amazing. And she is there, but you have to buy the Pawn Collection to get her art.
Okay.
So that's the story.
Great reason to buy the Pawn Collection.
Yeah.
Awesome. Jumping back to the Skittermander Goblin snowball fight at PaizoCon. Don't threaten us with a good time. We will absolutely come over there.
Oh, no,
We could stream it. We could stream it.
I was just going to say, we're going to have to bring a camera or two, right, Nick? And we'll stream it.
Yeah, I mean, we've been saying when PaizoCon comes back around as a real thing, we're gonna get an Airbnb. We're gonna do a bunch of streams that weekend. So
we were
planning to do this
2020, and then that
we were gonna do it in 2020. We had the Airbnb reserved in 2020, and then there was a pandemic.
Like this COVID thing, I don't know, guys, and then everything shut down. We were like, okay, that settles that.
The way my Discord is dividing, I see 3 Skittermanders to my left and 3 goblins to my right. Let's just do it right now.
Oh, dibs on Goblin.
Dibs on Skittermander.
So, last question of all.
Oh, they're good.
Leo, do you have anything that you want to plug coming up? Or any?
So I can't talk specifics, but I will tell you I'm working on a Pathfinder Adventure Path volume right now that I'm actually working on the what's called the extended outline for. It won't be due for a while. I'm in its very early stages, but if you want to see some contributions, some of the things we talked about today, I'll just kind of put it out there. Gray area, undeath. Choices, significant hard choices out there in the world. Perhaps, I've been asked to write something with those themes because of maybe showing a little bit of skill with that. I don't know. So anyway, yeah, I'm working on that. So if you want to, and then I've also got some stuff coming up in some Starfinder hardcovers that I'm not sure have been announced yet either. So anyway, there's, look for my name, but also, there's a lot of talented writers out there. But yeah, that's what I'd like to plug. And then obviously I want to encourage people to spread the word about your wonderful podcast too. I'm going to do my best to keep doing that. So.
Oh no, there's going to be more people watching us.
Yes, that's good.
I think that was the point of streaming the game.
Yeah. We came into this mindset of like, if nobody watches us, at least we're still playing Starfinder with our friends. And we got rated today, and we hit 50 viewers, and I had a miniature panic attack.
If I can give a safety speech to 300 passengers, we can have 300 people watch our stream.
This is true.
Well, Leo, thank you so much for coming on today. This has been so much fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Much.
We have to do it again sometime soon.
Yes.
I'm sure I'll still be in your chat rooting you on and giving you rerolls and such. So I'll be around. But
and I was going to say, if you're listening to this, you should come and join us on our Discord server. Leo hangs out there sometimes, and we say hi to people. And
yeah, we like to wish everyone a good morning and share funny memes.
Pictures of pets.
I try to send no more than one TikTok a day. So.
Yes.
On the other hand, hold myself to no standards. So.
Well, there you have it. Yes. So look forward to more awesome content from Leo. Thank you again, Leo, for being here. And thank you to all of you, my friends, for helping, be part of this discussion and stuff. I think it worked out pretty well today. So I'm going to go through my usual spiel here now, and nothing makes it more awkward than actually saying I'm going to go through my normal spiel. So, as always, we've got a new Cosmic Crit dropping tonight. Jet, what do we have going on this Thursday?
This Thursday, we should hopefully be finishing Fort Rannoch, and then moving on into some end of Book 3 stuff for Rise of the Starlords.
Oh boy, end of Book 3. Awesome. I look forward to finishing with these gross trolls.
I mean,
Ogres?
I'm sure we've got 3 or 4 more sessions at the very least, but we're in the beginning of that final stretch.
Oh, I see. It's the beginning of the end. Okay.
Boy.
Leif, who do we have to thank for our audio today?
Yes. Yeah. Today we're thanking Riddiman, White Bat Audio, Relax Cafe Music, and Lo-Fi Girl. All on YouTube, all 100% free, all 100% awesome.
Very cool. Our fantastic character art was done by Enicola. She is at ENECOLA on Twitter. Hit her up for commissions. Thank you to Paizo at large for the awesome AP, and specifically Kendra Lee Speedling for writing book 4. Thank you, Nick, for our stream assets, including the wonderful, new panel that we have today. Scene? We call these scenes? OBS is the one thing I've not touched. Thank you, Jet, for running our stream today. Thank you for all of the players. And one more time, thank you again, Leo, for being here and taking time out of your Sunday to chat with this group of nerds. We love your stuff, and we can't wait to see what you come up with next.
Thank you. Love you too.
So after the stream, you can join us in our Discord to chat with us live, or chat with us asynchronously, whatever you want to do. Link is in the description below. This is like a thumbs down. All right, so We've been here so long. Say goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye,
everyone.
And Jet, take us into the